Hey guys, what is going on? It is Arsenal versus Brighton, and we really need to bag this one home right now. A lot of people are catching the flu at the moment. The UK guys have had a record number of COVID infections today with 53,000 in just one day. Guys, look, you need to be careful, man. Everyone's catching it right now. And I know that the death rates are low, but guys, the after effects in this thing can be with you for the rest of your life. So you do not want to catch it. Please be diligent. Look after yourselves. Neomis, how you getting on, bro?
I'm very good. I've been looking forward to this game. I think that this is probably the first step towards our kind of turnaround after the last game. So I'm looking forward to it. Besides that, I'm just trying to stay healthy and be positive.
I hear you, man. I hear you. Bertram, how are you doing? I wasn't expecting you to join us today because you're still at work or something.
No, I was in Georgia and I came back.
Oh.
I came back Sunday evening. I just realized I can't see the drive at night anymore, so things are not working.
Tell me about it.
It's a 13-hour drive from Georgia, between 12 and 14 hours, depending on how much you stop. And 10 hours in, I hit nighttime and realized, this is not working. So I went to the eye doctor yesterday to try to up my prescription because not good. But no, it's been good. It's been good. I had a great time with the family out in Georgia. Corona is everywhere. Corona is present, felt everywhere. And a couple of friends of mine down there had it, actually. They were telling me they have the cold. I said, go get tested. They went tested. They had it. So.
Oh, man.
Yeah. But look, it is what it is. We have to be cautious. Proceed with abundance of caution. People have gotten complacent, actually. Maybe they're worn out by the longevity of this. It's been since what? March?
Since March, yeah.
It doesn't seem to have an end in sight, even though we have a vaccine in sight. The vaccine will take a while to go around the world. So, the major countries are vaccinating themselves, but they still have to have, you're going to have travel. They're going to have people going across borders. You got to make sure the world get vaccinated, just not where you live.
It's absolutely mad. Just want to say hey to everybody on Facebook. Hey to everybody on 101 hashtag Arsenal and with the football banter crew. What are you doing, guys? What's up, man? Let me know your thoughts for today's game. And listen, we're going to look at the team sheet at the moment now, guys. And it's, to be honest with you, it's pretty much fair as it is in regards to nothing has changed from what the lineup was before. I'm going to try and see if I can get you the lineup here now. Let me go to 101.
Yeah, there's one case on the lineup. So
yeah, that's the one that I kind of thought to myself, yeah, maybe this one is not deserved because I thought Lacazette played really well. I thought he played well enough to keep his spot.
I agree with you. There shouldn't have been any change. I know we're trying to appease the captain, but he hasn't played well enough to say he should come back in the team right away.
Yeah.
And Lacazette must be really taken aback by this because if you've played as well as he did, and he was instrumental because he had people running off him, and he had the ball up brilliantly. Aubameyang doesn't hold the ball up well. Now, look, we want him to do well. We hope he scores today and do well. But frankly, I think Laka may be a better fit, just the nature of his game. And he's buzzing around him versus one who doesn't hold the ball up. We see how that reacts. But regardless, the team is a team, and hopefully we do well today.
Yeah. Neomis, what's your thoughts on the team sheet? We've got Leno in goal, Bellerin, Holden, and Mari and Turney as the back four. I thought Mari and Holden did really, really well against Chelsea. We've got Xhaka El Nene as the two holding midfielders. And then we've got Saka, Smith Rowe, Martinelli as the three behind the striker. And then Aubameyang up top by himself. What's your thoughts on that, bro?
I would have probably kept it the same to be fair to everyone from the last game. I wouldn't have started Aubameyang. I definitely have him on the bench. But I would have probably started with Lacazette. The only one I would have changed is Granit Xhaka. I think I probably say this every week, probably to put Maitland-Niles in the midfield. But I guess he should be also rewarded like everybody else for a good performance. So, I can't complain, but I would say let's see how the game goes. I think this side should be enough if you look at the Chelsea performance. Put them away. So it'll be what? I think first win since 1981 that I was seeing. Like all the statistics, we have. Well, I think we've drawn against them and lost against them. I think 3 times, something like that.
Yeah, and the thing that I'm looking at right now is Brighton are missing quite a few of their first team players. So just looking at the Brighton team, and by the way, I'm pretty much happy with the Arsenal setup. But Graham Potter is freshened up his sides from. They've had 6 changes. So from Brighton's 2-2 draw at West Ham, which I thought they were phenomenal, it looks like. What have they gone? It looks like they are going with Ben White, Adam Lallana. Lallana wasn't actually supposed to be fit for today. Solly March, Neil Maupay, Trossard, and Welbeck are all dropping out. So that's pretty much their big players. If I said to you two, Neomis and Bertram, who are their big players, I would have said Ben White, Lallana. I would have said Maupay. I would have said Trossard. Welbeck is a threat, regardless. And I mean, the concern for me is that they're missing a lot of their stars. We know the right back, who's one of their stars, he isn't even in the team as well. Looking at it, they're going with Sanchez, Venkman, Webster, Dunk, Byrne. They're going with Bernardo, Bishuman. They're going with Gross. They're going with Proper, McAllister, and Jenabuski, which I've never even heard of that player, to be honest. So it looks like this could be the game that we want in order to get our revenge, Neomis.
Well, I think there's one of 2 ways to look at it. I mean, Brighton might have looked at us and feel like, you know what, the team that they've put out might be good enough to beat us. But I don't know. It looks too easy. Like there must be some type of plan that Brighton have. I just can't believe that Brighton have just decided, you know what, we're near the relegation zone. We're gonna throw this match away and save ourselves for was it one of the bigger games that's coming up. So it might just be simple matter of rotation.
It is, and I'll tell you why. Because we played on Saturday, but they played on Sunday. So they've had literally 48 hours, and that's why they've made 6 changes.
Okay, all right. Then that's understandable. That with this game, we need to kill them in the first half if that's the case, because chances are the players that are on the bench, they're probably only fit enough to really play 45 minutes and provide an impact. And when you look at the bench that they have, Maupay, Welbeck, Solly March, Trossard, like they've got enough on the bench to cause us problems. I mean, I think Brighton, I saw earlier on the season, faced Liverpool and should have gotten something out of the game, but just made some real silly mistakes. So we shouldn't be taking them lightly. They're our bogey team. Like we don't win against them. It's either been draws or losses. So I say let's crush them in the first half and then just ease back for we've got West Brom next.
Yep, for real. I think what have we got here? We've got Bertram. Brighton have won only one of their last 16 home games in 2020. And guess who that victory was against?
Arsenal. We haven't done well against them of late. I don't want us to have the Chelsea arrogance when they played us. So if you look at the Arsenal team that played Chelsea, they would have said the same thing we're saying today, which is no David Luiz, no Gabriel, no William, no Pepe, no Aubameyang. How can they beat us? And we're Chelsea. And obviously, it wasn't even close.
So
in this season, I don't underestimate any player in any squad for any team, just given how the season has gone so far. So we have to be very cautious because how we approach this game. I wouldn't want to be Mikel Arteta just because the team played so well the last game, and now we've made a change up top. And we understand the change, but if I'm in his seat, what would I do? I'm not sure either. Would I have made that one change, which is a pivotal role to play, or would I have maintained the status quo? I don't know because you do want to win. You do want to rotate players. Like I said, he's an older player. obviously we had extra day than Brighton did. But you do want to, at this point in time, I don't think we can afford to rest players. We don't have the luxury given where our position is. I think Chelsea made about 7 or 8 changes when they played yesterday in their team. So we don't have that. And look, our kids up front are young, right? Xhaka hasn't played a lot. So a lot of our players, apart from Holding probably, and to less extent Leno, haven't played the volume of game that some of the other prominent players for the teams have played. So it's a good squad. It's a good squad to have. It's a good team to have on the team sheet. And even though Brighton is our bogey team, I do think we are coming to this game with a lot of momentum, and hopefully that will translate into a win.
Yeah, and guys, the game is on Amazon Prime, by the way, guys. So if you wasn't sure, it's on Amazon Prime, and we've got here. Let's have a look and say hi to everyone who's watching now. What's going on, 18? 18, you were missing in the last game, so it's really good to see you. Pro lovers in the house. Big shout out, big massive shout out to North Carolina. We've got, let me check. I'm just going to have to check. This is Tom Aston. How you doing, Tom? And I hope you're feeling much better, mate. I hope you're feeling well. Tom is saying 3-0 to the Arsenal. Bet your house on Aubameyang to score. He probably will, yeah, especially when he lost out on the last game. Cool K is saying that Brighton lineup looks dead. If we don't win this, I'm more Arteta out than ever. Bro, I keep telling you, man. Arteta out didn't look good against Chelsea. Tom's also saying, I think against Brighton today, we will be a little higher up the pitch against Chelsea than against Chelsea. And with Smith Rowe in the hole, Aubameyang is the correct decision for today's game. Laka very unlucky to be dropped. I thought he was superb. Yeah, I think we're all saying that, and I totally agree with you. Completely agree. And we've got kickoff now at the moment, guys. Arsenal's wearing their marble white top with the maroon shorts. Really strange. It's the stream that I'm getting here. G says, big game for Aubameyang today. He has to perform. Lacazette has actually been good for this season. If Aubameyang doesn't score, look dangerous, he might find himself on the bench for the next, probably for the next game. Pro Lover's going 2-0. G is going 3-0 as well. So, guys, we've got a kickoff at the moment now. Arsenal started strong. Just a minute. Guys, I'm 55 seconds in. Where are you?
About the same.
58. I think we're all in sync for once.
Good. Yeah, that's good. Big shout out to Mrs. Lisa Campbell for giving me her laptop so that I can watch this on Amazon Prime. Man, it's lonely in this office, man. Actually, the good news is the Sky Go that I've now got it to work with my Xbox, which is right next to me in the big 27-inch screen. So I've got my PC screen right here, 24-inch, and then my Xbox screen next to me. So I'll have the games on there sort of massively live instead of watching them on a tiny little phone. Yeah, that's never been fun for me, guys. So listen, games kicked off. Pardon the coughing, been a lot of coughing around today. Games kicked off, and Arsenal now just feeling the ball around with Holding and Mari. Was that Holding with a cheeky ball over to Aubameyang there? It's a good ball from Holding. No, we don't expect that from Holding, do we?
The energy so far looks pretty good. It looks like we're coming with the same bit of energy and verve like what we did in the Chelsea game. So it's a nice positive start. Lots of pressing. Can't complain.
We have gone back to pressing. Not sure why we went away from it, but
well, Arteta did say that he's changed the tactics, and how many weeks have we talked about this, Bertrand, where we said we were supposed to go out there and dominate teams, and we just stopped doing it. I don't understand it.
Brighton is pressing too, actually. So
yeah, they are.
Yeah.
So we're beating the press well there with an El Nene. Saka here on the right. Isn't it funny? 4 months ago, we talked about not having midfielders who are comfortable on the ball. Then we see the likes of El Nene, Saka, Smith Rowe, Martinelli. It completely changed your dimension in the midfield. It completely changes.
I think that's what we've needed, and I'm just glad that Arteta decided to take the plunge and give the young players a chance, because I think, like you, I've said it time and time again, these young players they're going to be the backbone of this side in terms of rebuilding for the next 2 to 3 years. So it's like let a lot of them sink or swim.
I like the fact that Hector Bellerin has pushed up that far to help Saka on the right-hand side. Bellerin looks like he's just missed it. Bellerin needs to untuck his shirt. He looks like Pee Wee Herman out there. He looks like Forrest Gump.
We don't care how he looks, as long as he produces.
He looks, man looks like,
I don't even know. And results. Poor Bellerin gets a lot of tease about his fashion taste.
My God, what is that all about? So it looks like Alexis McAllister is playing as a central striker for Brighton. Looks like that's how they're going to line up. It looks like Brighton look like they're in a 4-5-1 at the moment, guys, which is quite negative considering you're playing at home. What is Leno doing here?
Give him Saka. Come on, Saka.
Here comes a counter attack.
Oh, sorry.
Oh yes, nice Saka. Guys, Arsenal. Ooh.
We looked at.
Nice. Workdex is saying Apollo will win tonight. I think we will. I think it will probably be about 2-0. But I think Brighton are going to bring on a wealth of players in the second half. And I think we're going to be under pressure in the second half. I think with 15, 20 minutes to go, I think that Brighton are going to get the momentum. So it's really about how much we can stamp our authority on this game in the first half. So big shout out to everybody, guys. Facebook, Football Banter 101, YouTube. Big shout out to everybody in the house, man. I hope you guys enjoyed your Christmas. Hope you're all doing well. I hope you finished that leftover turkey, beef, lamb, goose, whatever you guys feed on over Christmas. I hope you've all finished that now. And time to get the takeaway. Time to back on the Chinese and the KFC and the Pizza Hut. Because look, we're on vacation, man. Nobody don't want to cook.
You got that right.
So we're sitting off a little bit now, but Saka is coming with the press. So impressive to see how hard Martinelli, Saka, and Smith Rowe are working. One has to hope that that's going to rub off on Aubameyang.
Well, we can dream. What is Leno doing?
No, it's a good move by Leno.
But I was afraid. No, I was afraid that he might have missed the header, and it could have gone all pear-shaped.
As I say, it's all fun and games until somebody starts crying. Guys, I'm so bad. I haven't got water or a drink here. I'll be back in 2 seconds.
Now I wonder how Arsenal are going to try to break down this Brighton side. I mean, right now we're just passing it at the back, which is good.
I think you got to go over the top, actually. If they're pressing tight, you got to go over the top.
Yeah.
You got to draw them up, play it just the way you're doing, and let them get comfortable coming up, and then you can chip it over the top and get behind the defense.
But do you believe we got the right... I mean, if we had David Luiz in defense, I think that would have been the way to go.
Oh, that was a good move a while ago. That ball over the top to Martinelli. He was trying to find Aubameyang with a header. See, that's the thing. That's the sort of interchange a while ago. The Aubameyang coming outside and Martinelli coming inside. They have to get behind the defense. It has to be over the top.
And I like the interchange between Martinelli and Aubameyang, because I would have thought Aubameyang would have been mainly central, but it looks like he's out wide and Martinelli's the one that's down the middle.
Yeah, I think defensively we need Martinelli being out wide, because Aubameyang, as you know, runs when he feels like it. You need someone who's going to be very committed to playing defense. I think Smith Rowe has been playing really well, actually. Looks very comfortable on the ball.
And you know what? I'm really surprised on how quick he's adapted. I mean, he's always gotten a little 20 minutes here and there, maybe near the end of the season, but how he's just adapted in that Chelsea game, just really impressive. Or we just need another 2 more midfielders like him, and I think that's our midfield problem sorted.
Right, guys, here we go, man.
No worries.
Kind of happy with the start that we've made at the moment. You wouldn't believe that we've never beaten this team since God knows how long.
Yeah,
it's shocking, really. Absolutely shocking.
Right,
guys, what's going on, man?
Brighton just do the basics really well.
I think one of these people is going to make a mistake today.
Yeah.
I have that feeling. Given how they're trying to play.
And as I said, guys, remember, this is the most important run. We've got West Ham, Palace, Newcastle. It's all on the menu. If we can win today, then we could put a run together that's going to really change our fortunes there. Tottenham are not that far ahead of us. It wasn't a week ago that we were talking about Tottenham being top of the league and chasing Liverpool for the title. And here we are, a win today, and we're practically what? We're not that far behind Tottenham. Vincey, how you doing, bro?
Hey,
Yeah, I'm all good. I'm all good, family. What's going on?
Yeah, good, man. We're all up for it. Neomis has gone for 2-0. I've gone for 2-0 as well. Bertram's gone for 5-0.
You sound like a Dalek. I didn't hear nothing. I hear nothing what you said, man.
Bertram's just gone for 3 points today, man.
Yeah.
Yep.
What do you mean? Them youth there, man like Smith Rowe, Martinelli, Saka. I don't know what who our striker is. I don't know.
Yeah,
you seen this guy play before?
Well, I heard he's one of the best strikers in the world, and he's on some bumper contract as well.
He's one of the best goal scorers in the world. Let's be clear on that striker label. That's a broad label.
Man, I'm not ready to give out my New Year's.
He's one of the best goal scorers. I don't know about strikers in the totality sense.
Guys, look at the way Brighton are moving the ball very well in the midfield.
Log on to Prime.
And this is what we expect from Brighton.
Today.
Well-oiled machine. These guys have been playing together for many years. And not much goal action.
What's going on in the chat, man? What's going on, family? How you doing?
Not much goal action yet, guys, but both sides looking comfortable on the ball in the midfield. Arsenal pressing again here. Smith Rowe trying to shut down McAllister. And why aren't we closing this guy down here now? We're giving him way too much time on the ball.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, I just saw that just over the top.
Oh.
It was a mistake. It looked like it came off Saka.
I see why we can't wear our blue kit today. It's a shame.
Yeah.
I think you guys are ahead of me now, actually.
I don't think I am. Workdex is saying...
You're a little bit. You're a little bit.
I'm at 11,
is saying 2-1.
11-15.
I'm on 11-15 as well.
I'm 11. Yeah, somewhere around there.
Yeah, I think it was Vincey that probably went high. So, guys, as I reported to everybody 2 weeks ago, I said Thomas Partey will be back in January, and he returned to the practice field today, which was really good. So I know he's got some more tests booked for Thursday. It's probably going to be another scan. I don't think it's going to show them any different than what they've seen previously before. But he's pretty much in the same place where he was at the Tottenham game, where they're saying there is 20% reoccurring. So they're just trying to hold him back another couple of weeks. And so they're probably trying to hold him back and just let it heal a little bit more. So I don't think we're probably going to see him until the second week of January.
I think that's perfect. We shouldn't be trying to rush him. Right now we're fine. And I mean, we're getting lots more players back from injury as well. One player I'm surprised that we haven't seen in the Premier League so far is Callum Chambers. I thought he would have had a good opportunity to kind of show what he can do.
Yeah, I think the plan for Chambers was to play 5 games at the under-21, and at the moment he's played 4. So they just want to take their time with that because the tempo is a lot slower. So he'll soon be available. Vincey's having connection issues at the moment. What's going on, James? Good to see you, James. James is saying 2-0 as well. G is saying, I like our passing already by passing the first man a lot. Vincey's having problems with his stream at the moment.
Yeah, man, I'm on this list cable provider called Virgin.
Yeah, I'm on Virgin as well, man. I don't have any problems with them at the moment, though. I'm on the 350 meg.
Apollo, all those times that I used to have internet problems is because of Virgin. So, Vincey, I understand your pain.
Wow.
And it's been the same thing.
Right, me better not see nothing then.
The man needs to get hold up, man. What's going on in the game, man? What's going on? Show me up.
So, guys, we just saw an attack on the left-hand side by Kieran Tierney. It was the same formula that destroyed Chelsea. You can see the ball comes over here. Kieran Tierney beats his man. Yeah, that's the second time today he's looked at the right back and just gone at him and beaten his man. And he's applied the cross into the middle, and it has been put behind for a corner to Arsenal.
Has Xhaka scored shot from the halfway line yet?
I can't believe that stat that I gave you
It's
last
one
week.
every
That's
20
ridiculous.
games, Vincey.
Nah. I
on,
need better than that, man.
Lightning don't strike twice.
I want the man to shoot Vex, man. That's what I want.
That's a terrible corner from Saka. Since when has Saka been taking corners for the team?
He did last game because Pepe's not on the field, so he's the next option, I guess.
He's got to pass the first man.
Oh yeah, it's Dan Mayans, Brighton. Dan Mayans.
You gotta move around, boys.
Kieran Tierney, never cross in, it gets blocked.
Uh-oh. It's a breakaway. Yeah. Come on, stop the ball. Stop the ball.
Come on, track back.
I'm on 15:05.
Yeah, you're ahead.
You're ahead.
Yeah, finally.
Yeah.
I can finally, man. I'm all good.
I'm on 15 minutes now.
It's a great day.
Yeah, same.
Guys, a corner.
We can't have Bellerin marking Burn. That's unfair. That's not smart. Let's try to find somebody taller. Maybe Xhaka or somebody. Why is Bellerin marking somebody 6 inches taller than him?
Rob Holding should be.
That makes no sense.
You know, Rob Holding should be marking him.
Come on now, come out to him.
I tell you, Brighton, there's some big boys in there, man.
He's the one who had the ball too. There's no way Bellerin's going to get close to him.
Well, we got let off there, guys. Got let off.
It's not going to be easy with this Brighton team, man. They, especially with set pieces. They'll cause us havoc today.
Yeah, that was a bit. Why hasn't Arteta done his homework on that? You can see Brighton now sitting on the edge of Arsenal's penalty area, trying to stop them from playing the ball out of the back. Brent Leno waves on Arsenal players to say he's going to kick it long.
Oh my God!
Get out of bounds. They're going to do.
Well,
and he kicks it out of bounds.
Well, we're a long ball team right about now. It's okay.
Well, tactically, guys, Brighton's playing a 4-5-1. We are in our native 4-2-3-1. But what's happened, looks like Martinelli and Aubameyang have now swapped positions, guys.
I think that's what they need to do. I think that's going to be the key to us scoring a goal.
Yeah, Martinelli's now playing at the anchor 9 and Aubameyang's on the left.
I think they're interchanging the whole game. I don't think it's definitive. That's the case.
It's good. It's a pretty even game so far. Pretty even game. Arteta's going to want his guys to get an early start at the moment. But at the moment, the person that's impressing me in this display today is Kieran Tierney. He's been able to take the ball and go past his man. I think it's Wittmann. Wittmann is playing at right back, and he's just tooling him. Wittmann's quite a big, stocky guy as well. Not really built for defending speed.
Press, continue.
And Tierney, look, Arsenal just closing them down. Press from Arsenal is continuing. You've got to press as a team, though. You've got to press as a team. Yeah, and Arsenal win the ball back. That's good. It's good football.
You know, also who I'm looking forward to seeing. Like it's about transfer rumors, but that guy at Brighton, Basuma, we've been linked with him. The midfielder, I think he's the one that just got fouled by Saka.
Mm-hmm.
He said to be.
I'm not sure he's even playing today. The guy that we're linked with there.
Nice play.
Is that cool?
Oh, yes.
He just had the ball a while ago.
Yeah.
The only player that I want to come in here in January is Emmy. Emi Bundia. He's the only guy that I've been talking about him for months. And we have been talking to his agent for the last 2 weeks. So I'm hoping that we get a deal done there. As soon as anything happens there, guys, you'll hear it here at 101 on Arsenal. As soon as I have anything reporting out from London Coney, I'll let you guys know.
That pitch looks a bit heavy.
Oh, that should be a yellow card.
It does.
No, that should be a yellow card.
Yeah.
That's a plain yellow.
G is saying Tierney is quality. Don't tell Bertram that.
Oh, come on. I never said Tierney wasn't quality.
Yeah,
I said Tierney needs to learn how to play against skillful forwards. That's what I've always said.
It's just
he gets roasted by the Salahs and the Traorés of the world.
Yeah.
Let's not get carried away because Tierney's had a few games to think Tierney's the next coming off Ashley Cole. He's not there yet.
The African Gunner said he's Nacho Monreal.
Yeah, I put him on that level. Come on.
I think
Monreal. I think he'd be better than Monreal. Monreal didn't have his pace or his ability to go by a defender.
What's going on with that African Gunner, man? When's he coming back, man?
Who's that?
The African Gunner, man. When's he coming back?
He's got some studies that he's doing. Plus, he's been on some other podcasts as well. So because the timing, he's like 2 hours ahead now. The clocks have changed, so time is not very good for him at the moment.
Okay.
It's still a mind game here in the midfield, guys. Style is saying it should have been a card as well, so he completely agrees. It should have been a card.
Yeah, yellow for that.
Ooh, they're not going to book Smith Rowe, are they?
No, he got away from it, man.
Yeah, they're not going to book him.
Gave the ref a lolly. Yeah.
So, guys, what's your thoughts on the first 15 minutes? Arsenal look bright?
Yeah,
it's pretty even.
Yeah,
I've seen the ball more in the air since I've joined. It's been a little bit like I'm it.
Big shout out to you, Sentiment. It says big up Apollo, Vincey, Bertram, Neo, Miss Selector. Proper things in the house, man. Big up. Things in the house.
Bless.
Cross comes in from Brighton. The quality of the cross from Brighton wasn't very good on that free kick. It didn't pass the first man as well. Just both teams just lacking a little bit of quality in the third, in the final third. It's really just
really enjoy their holidays, actually.
Yeah.
Spend time enjoying the holidays. Not a lot of football.
I'll tell you one thing I've noticed compared to the Chelsea game is that what is Leonard doing? Is that we seem to be rushing the ball. We didn't rush the ball in our attack against Chelsea.
Yeah, I think Bertrand made a point of that earlier on.
Christ.
What is Leno doing?
That's a bad ball by Holding anyway. You can't give your keeper the ball where he can't easily control the ball.
Guys, the winner of this game might be the first one who makes a mistake.
I think it's obvious that we're going to have one today.
Yeah.
What was Leno trying to do keepy ups with a striker?
I think he wasn't comfortable. I don't think he's trying to keep you up.
Yeah, but he could have kicked it out though. He could have, and then he took
a
step
but nobody
back
wants it. When you're playing football nowadays, Vince is a goalkeeper. Kicking the ball out is not an option, right? You're not talking about the ball out anymore.
If he does that again, Arteta's got all that.
That's dangerous.
Hey, listen, it's too late for them now.
He hit him with his knee, with his shin, his knee, everything.
Guys, it's too late now. They made their bed with this brother, man. They have to fly this brother all the way to Jamaica now. Can't change it. Can't change your mind on it.
When the creep stream start, a keeper's going to make a mistake today. It's been very obvious from the first ball kick. Nobody wants to play safe.
Guys, I hope you guys are seeing this in the chat.
Unless he wants to play up front. Unless Leonard's trying to say he wants to play up front with them kick-ups, man. You shouldn't be doing that.
Bellerin was marking an absolute giant.
Wow! Did you see the way Pablo Mari attacked that ball for the clearance?
You know, in the first quarter, we weren't marking anyone in the middle. Brighton just not taking advantage of those situations. Our marking the penalty area is not good.
We're not set that play, man. Come on, let's set the play up. Let's relax.
This game's got 0-0 written all over it.
I don't think so.
I need Saka to score, man. He's in my dream team, man.
Bro, I haven't looked at my dream team in 2 months.
No, I need to, man. I was trying to embarrass. I'm trying to make it worse than Arteta in relegation in the 101 league, man. There's enough mans in that league. So when you're far at the bottom,
we've got 59 people in our league.
Yeah,
but
that's what
last
I'm saying,
season,
man.
I tinkered about with it for 2 weeks, and then I just left it for the rest of the season. And I still finished mid-table. And it's to say, I'm just too busy. I don't have the time to keep going back into it.
No, I mean, my boys. I think my friend Tony's leading it. Nick Ford, he's right up there. Mark T. Thompson, he's up there.
It's a shame.
Tom's making moves now. He's making moves.
It's a shame Tom Aston didn't get his fantasy podcast out and going. That would have been a lot of fun to do. Tom, if you're hearing us, big shout out to you, bro. If you can make it work, Tom, we can do it. Lee Rollins, what's going on, Lee? Lee's saying, great listening to the gang while I'm working. Hey, that's why we're here, bro. That's why we're here, man.
What's up to Quinton, man? Is Quinton?
He's in the chat. He's in the chat. Yeah.
Oh, okay. He's probably at work.
I thought Bertrand was at work, but then I forgot he was in Georgia, so he's on vacation.
Yeah, I am on vacation.
I thought you drove up after the game.
I did. The long drive. I'm telling Apollo that I need to increase my glasses are not working well at night.
Hey, listen, I've done Florida, Atlanta, and that was 10 hours. That was no joke.
Yeah. I mean, the roads are pretty good, but it's a long drive.
And
I ended up in Trump country trying to avoid traffic. And
that shit is funny, man. Mega country, man. Saka, man. Saka, when you lose the ball like that, bro.
Come on, turn. Counter attack.
Quick.
That's well played, Saka. That's well played. That's well played. Thank you, referee. Guys, Saka just lost the ball there around 3 red shirts. They're obviously been
nice.
told to
Send it.
take him out.
Oh, Lord of mercy. You should have sent it, man.
Brighton obviously are marking Saka as a danger man. And he just won the ball back there in the midfield. Good on you, Saka, man.
You're going to see something right now. If Saka sent that ball through, it was a goal. You're going to see it coming up. But he dribbled and passed it inside.
Isn't that a foul, referee in Smith Rowe?
That's a bad ball by Bellerin. That's a bad ball by Bellerin.
Oh, it was Bellerin.
Another foul.
What was Bellerin trying to do there?
Come on now.
This is what I'm trying to say to you guys. Bellerin's got no football intelligence, you know. He's got no skill.
Smith Rowe was fouled. I'm not sure why he didn't call it.
Yeah, he should have, yeah.
Yeah, it was a foul. Clear foul. It's not even close.
Right, this is on Xhaka's left foot, yeah? Now.
He scored a similar goal.
He called a wrong foul. He called the second foul. He didn't call the first one.
Yeah, true.
He called the one against Saka. It should be the one against Smith Rowe.
Goalkeepers.
So now he doesn't have the angle that he had before.
Goalkeeper's right-hand post. That's where the goal is.
Trolover said that he's at home. Prolover's at home. He's got a little toothache, so he's chilling.
So you see this setup right here? All I would do in this setup is play the ball to Saka right behind the defense. Nobody's marking him. He can walk and get the ball and just play it across the goal for a tap-in.
So free kick to Arsenal, guys. It looks Smith Rowe and...
You see that, Vinci?
Is standing over
if Saka just run up beside the man on the right, on the outside, and roll the ball to him, he's clear open. He went inside now. I wouldn't have done that.
He wasn't vexed enough, man, for that free kick.
A goal here would be great for Arsenal.
Yes, it would.
By the way, guys...
Just didn't get it down enough.
By the way, guys, Aubameyang has done nothing today so far.
He's still on the bench as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, Xhaka takes a free kick. It's a high one. It's about a foot over the bar.
Even the run that Smith Rowe made. If you roll the ball to Smith Rowe, it's a cross and it's a tap in.
That's what I'm saying.
We all got to think the kick has to go to goal. It doesn't have to go to goal. You can set up something pretty simple.
Yeah.
Nobody's going with cement row at all.
Yeah. It's just the sharpness of the passing. That's all it is. Arsenal pressing again. El Nene shouldn't have run off and left that man. Otherwise, it would have. See, this is what I'm saying. When you're pressing, you need the support. Otherwise, it just capitulates like a pack of cards.
Now you see. Now you're gonna see this build-up play like where we press him. This is where I don't like Aubameyang because he'll press first and then he'll stop. Yeah, he's not constantly on his toes.
Yeah,
so
you're right about that one. He would have won that ball if he had kept coming back inside.
Yeah,
and
that's the laziness. That's the laziness of his pressing that I can't stand. Love his shooting, but I can't stand.
Look at Martinelli and Smith Rowe and Saka just running everything down. Arsenal eventually win it back. Come on, ref, that's free kick. Yeah, look, all of that is coming from what Smith Rowe and Martinelli are doing and Saka. It's as simple as that. They're just working harder than Willian and all the other tropes that we've had in the team before. They're just working harder, guys, and that's the reason why they're in the team.
Better. I think they're just better.
Well, I didn't want to say the word because people are saying,
say it. Say it.
Man making £100,000 a week.
Say it, man. Get off your conscience. Say it. Keep it real. Say how it is. As Bernie Mac would say.
Racing the ball. Come on, racing those balls.
The goalkeeper comes out and takes it.
Say there it is.
I just want Rob Holding to have another solid game as he did last time. Cool K saying, got your info on Willian's contract. I needed to know that. I don't feel so bad. I told you, bro, Willian is not on 220 grand a week. He's on 100 grand a week, and it was a 14.4 million signing bonus. So it works out to 220 grand a week over the 3 years. But the signing bonus pretty much, well, what they've done is effectively only put 100 grand a week on the books to count against their salary count. So the 14 million is a signing bonus. And to be honest, it works like that in most other sports, including the NFL. They have a guarantee money. So the team could effectively get rid of Willian at any time. He could go on loan, or if they deem that Willian's not good enough, they can get rid of him, and it ain't going to cost them that much because they've already committed.
I would manage that. It had cost them 14 million up front. It may not cost them on a continuous basis every week, for the extra 100,000. But the way you calculate it, it works out to be 200,000 pounds a week.
That's over the 3 years, yeah.
I'm gonna hold my guns and say we missed an opportunity this window by wasting our time purchasing Willian by not going out for a younger player. I know
we should have got Buendia, man. We should have got Buendia.
I kept on saying go young because we've got youngsters coming up. You can work with that player moving forward.
Buendia's
I'm not happy.
What's this? Sentiment is saying 40 million signing bonus could have gotten. He's on 60 a week. Yeah, but I mean, at the end of the day, I think we're forgetting how it's easy in hindsight because he hasn't turned it on. It looks like Willian shut up shop. But before we signed him, everybody wanted him.
So, nah. The thing is, you got to look at Willian in Chelsea. Okay, he's not going to play that role in this Arsenal team. So for me, I wanted to see what Arteta was going to put him in a specific role to get the benefit of getting Willian that plays the way he plays for Chelsea. He hasn't done that. Even in that first game for when he got 2 assists for Fulham, he hasn't done that. And that's my problem because that's management. If you buy a player of Willian's capabilities, you must fit him into the system that complements the plays you have. He hasn't done that.
Yeah, well then that's got to be done onto the manager. Aubameyang here. Oh, it's a poor ball by Aubameyang.
Aubameyang cannot pass the ball.
Aubameyang run past two players.
Aubameyang cannot pass the ball. We know that.
Behind Smith Rowe.
He cannot pass the ball. He's an
guys,
awful
when you're
passer.
attacking, you play the ball a yard in front. Yeah,
he's not a good passer.
Just like when you're a quarterback, if a wide receiver's running on a slant, you put it a yard ahead of him so he can catch it. You don't put it behind him. I mean, this is unbelievable, guys.
That's why I told you to manage the word about the world class. What he is, world class goal scorer. Let's be clear and precise. He's not a world class footballer. I'm sorry. You gotta learn to pass. You gotta learn to hold up. He doesn't do that well. He scores goals.
I think we're up against it here because this team isn't easy to beat. Sentiment saying, for the price of Willian, we could have gotten Buendia. Exactly. He's 23 years old. His contract runs out next season. Yeah, next summer, he's a free agent. From what Colin told me, Norwich want 15 million for him. And Arsenal are trying to get that down to Arsenal's trying to get that down to about 10 million. Or 12 million, somewhere in that ballpark. But if it gets done, it's a brilliant buy, guys.
Look, the only thing with William was about his age, right? He was proven. It's not like he's buying something which is not tried and tested. He just hasn't produced.
But he was never going to
against the move. I didn't like a 3-year contract, but I wasn't against the move.
But he was never going to play. In my mind, he was never going to play every week.
Yeah.
Okay, and if he's never going to play any week, I don't see why you're paying that money for a 30-year-old just to give experience in training. And you've still got Ozil on the books. That makes sense to me.
This is Peter. Peter, good to hear from you from the Facebook page. Peter saying, how good, superb is our left flank tonight? It's good, but the right flank is also chipping in because Saka and Bellerin's pushing up to really give Saka some support.
El Nene.
Yeah, the ball's pinging about like crazy.
El Nene, what are you doing?
Peter's saying, is Aubameyang doing well? I don't think he's doing well at all today at the moment, mate. He's not in the game yet.
Oh, Lord.
I saw that El Nene. Oh,
Jesus Christ.
What was that about?
Oh, my God. Guys, El Nene is putting in a train wreck of a performance at the moment. What is
come on. You only made one bad pass. Don't slaughter him.
No, he hasn't. No, sorry, guys. He hasn't looked solid with the ball today at his feet at all.
Saka made almost as bad a play before. We didn't crucify.
This is the third time in this game that he's looked where he doesn't know where to go.
He's not been a train wreck. I'm sorry.
Well, so you can be sorry, but you can be sorry.
Let me be the train wreck.
Performance when Leno had the ball and was playing Humpty Dumpty with his feet. That was because of El Nene.
that was Holding who made that pass to him. What are you talking about?
El Nene.
That was Holding. Holding passed the ball in the air and it bounced to.
Well, another question, guys.
But thinking he wasn't even close to be doing.
Which one are you talking about? You talking about the header, or you talking about where he was playing keepy ups?
Keepy ups was Holding. I didn't say one negative word about that.
No. Oh my
God. You're a Holding fan.
You made a mistake there. Listen, when Holding's bad, I call him out.
No.
When Holding's bad, I call him out. Guys, Brighton on the attack here. Arsenal getting really sloppy at the back. Arsenal getting really sloppy at the back.
They should have scored, mate.
Oh my God!
They should have.
Oh my God!
Oh gosh.
We don't look good today at all.
I'm sorry. We
had 3 chances to score there.
Guys, I tell you what. When you see the calamity of what Arsenal is in the back, I think he's offside there. I think he's offside on that replay. When you see, look, Arsenal players, instead of marking the players, they're turning around to each other complaining.
Gosh.
And everyone's standing around not doing anything.
Defenders has to marshal the defense and put people in position. They're not telling them anything.
We're missing. I tell you what.
He had 2 people beside him and he didn't call for help.
Brighton should be 1-0.
Yeah? Guys, there's one thing we for what Lacazette loses out in his fitness, okay? There's one thing we are missing today is his movement and dropping deep into midfield, because that space that is created for the likes of Martinelli, Saka, or even Smith Rowe to run into is non. I haven't seen it tonight.
Martinelli's not even in the game at the moment, guys. He's hardly had any touches.
And this is all down to Aubameyang's work rate. Yeah, we're not looking fluid right now.
Laka is like Giroud. You can play the ball into him and get comfortable. That with 3 men around, retain possession and lay it off. We don't have that.
Go across Bellerin. Oh, unlucky.
Vinci is way ahead of me.
big shout out to Cass. Cass, how you doing, bro? We're missing you on a Friday night talking about Man United, my friend. Cass says, guys, have you come back to reality and realized Arteta had nothing to do with anything at Man City apart from arranging the cones?
No, come on, man.
That's a little bit harsh, isn't it?
It is harsh, especially when the player said that he was the reason why they had up the game.
I like that because Man City has not made the Champions League even semi-final or final, and that's because you have such a wonderful manager who doesn't have Messi. So you can knock Arteta all you want, but Pep has $1 billion and still can't win the Champions League. Spent over $1 billion.
Yeah, for real.
Ref, you got to give that guy a yellow card for kicking that ball around, man. What kind of nonsense is that?
Guys, as I said, my prediction doesn't look good right now. I think Brighton's bench is going to decide this game. I think they're going to come on after 70 minutes.
You got to give a card for that, man.
That's a yellow card.
Our bench could decide it as well. You know, we still got Lacazette and Pepe, and we've got all of our experienced players. If there was any time for them to step up,
and like Mari's just done. Oh, that's Xhaka. Okay.
Kuke saying this game is so boring. Actually, it's a tactical game, and look, both teams are right next to each other in the table. It pretty much shows you the reason why. Cass is saying, I agree, and have flown that flag for ages. Pep is overrated. Can only do with the absolute best of the best. Yeah, I agree, Cass. That's exactly my thoughts on Pep Guardiola. If you don't give him any money, you ain't getting any trophies. Yeah?
You know, what annoys me, the way Arsenal play, our fullbacks push up. So when our fullbacks push up...
Look at did you see Xhaka sitting off? Unbelievable.
Yeah. Xhaka
runs to him, thinks about making a tackle, and then backs off away from him. I mean...
But what's annoying is when our fullbacks get caught out because we do sloppy passing and lose the ball, they're out of position, and then we're crucifying them because they can't get back. We're not using the ball intelligently.
Well, a while ago, Bellerin made a bad pass, so he needs to take his butt back, make a better pass, so you won't have to kill yourself going back to defend. The turnover went from him.
Guys, are you seeing the Leeds score? Leeds 4, West Bromwich Albion 0.
Leeds will do that to you, right? Leeds will do that to you.
Yeah. They'll plumb you into submission.
You know what?
They'll plumb you into submission. Big shout out to Aaron. Greg is saying the jacket is so bad. Big shout out to Aaron. Aaron is saying our football is horrendous. I thought we started the game really well.
Aubameyang is a waste of time.
Aubameyang is.
Aubameyang's a waste man. He's just a waste man.
With that touch, man, he should have a record with that touch,
guys, it's all Brighton now. Guys. It's all Brighton now.
I need to check to make sure I had Bamford in my team because I got Bamford starting. I dropped Calvert Lewin.
I think I've got more pace starting in it, and I don't even know what's going on with my team. It's a cross in from Arsenal, but the goalkeeper comes out and deals with it. Kieran Tierney working his socks off there, man. Leeds is on the tear. Actually, let's find out who scored in the Leeds game.
I think they've had 4 different goal scorers.
Wow, Bamford got an assist. Yeah, 4 different goal scorers.
Mad.
That Klitsch has got two assists in 3 games.
So it's West Ham 0, Southampton 0, Burnley 1, Sheffield United 0. Ooh, Burnley's winning again. And Leeds 4-0 up. Rodrigo, Harrison, Alosky.
40 minutes. 40 minutes gone.
Sayer's got an own goal as well. But, anyway, I wonder if, those 3 goals we scored against Chelsea, I wonder if we used up our quota for the year.
Maybe.
I think Arteta would be happy going in at 0-0 at half-time so that he can change some things around. We look lost in the last 20 minutes. We've looked completely lost. We've lost the handle of the game.
We need to bring on Lacazette.
We're not creating any chances.
Yeah. Smith Rowe's been getting involved. So was Saka. Martinelli's been ineffective today.
Unlucky, Xhaka. Good pass, unlucky. A little bit more pace, it would have been great pass.
I think Arteta got the balance wrong today. Sentiment is saying my stream on Amazon is 2 minutes behind my live ticker. Leeds, wow. Well, I'm on 43 minutes, 55 seconds now.
I'll bring the ball in the box.
Come on, Arsenal still. Oh, come on, that's a free kick.
Come on now.
Xhaka goes down. Free gives nothing. Every time Brighton run forward with the ball, you just get concerned, man.
Oh man, no. Lord, you know what? We're lucky. We're lucky. We are lucky because they're cutting through us, man. They really are.
Yeah, guys, I think overall,
It's half-hearted tackle. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, like
half-hearted tackle. He's not.
I think overall, guys,
he's not doing the job. He runs and stops.
I think they've probably been a better team. Martinelli not in the game. Saka's taken some poor corners. The 2 corners from Saka's been really poor. But Aubameyang doing nothing. Aubameyang doing nothing on the front end to help these kids. Absolutely doing nothing.
Aubameyang is just walking out there. I don't know why he's on the field.
No, you got to bring him off. Like you stick with the team.
Bring him off. He's not contributing. He's not contributing.
So So, guys, the referee blows the whistle on 45 minutes and 8 seconds. So there was 8 seconds of injury time.
He's bored.
The ref had enough, man. He said, "Listen, go and get you some oranges and
go inside, go fix yourself."
Tired of this foolishness, man. Just
I would make 2 substitutions. I would take Xhaka off, put on Ceballos, which probably Ceballos should have started the game, and then I would put Lacazette on and then take off Aubameyang. That's what I
pick up on the kids. He's not taking off Aubameyang.
I'd leave Xhaka. To me personally, Xhaka ain't done nothing wrong to me today. Aubameyang has messed up the whole time.
No way.
There's only one man that needs to come off.
Bro, I see Xhaka backpedaling on 3 tackles where he would have made a difference.
Yeah.
Weak, man. This week.
I think we're glad that he didn't tackle. So the backpedaling's good. If he tackled, he could be a man down.
I see all the Arsenal fans talking about the team we have and what they have, and we're going to give them X. And I'm sitting here thinking, you guys have been watching Premier League for the last 4 months? Really? No team is dominant. No team is going to be walked over no matter who they put on the field.
Right, so let's have a look at this. What's this? Prolover saying, Apollo, we are playing against Brighton, Uber, and Martin Atkinson. Totally agree, bro. Totally agree. It's 10 against 13 out there, lads. It's 10 against 13 out there. Let me just type this through here. Neomis, what's your thoughts on the first half overall?
Not great. You thought that Aubameyang on the bench, seeing how well these young players have done, would have come inspired, lots of vigor and energy, but it's been the complete opposite. For me, not just his performance, but also just to do with the strengths that he has are just not being complemented in this formation, and with the pace that's there. I think that you have to put on Lacazette, but the bigger concern, which is probably why Arteta has put Aubameyang in the side, is that you've just given this man a new contract. How do you get him into the starting 11? Because if you look better with Lacazette, you stick with Lacazette. Like, how do you get Aubameyang in there? Like, he's not working hard. Like, he clearly isn't fitting with the way how we play. And this whole first half has just reminded me how the last 6 weeks has been. And like, I'm not liking it. We need to change something quick, or else we're gonna go back to how we were 2 weeks out, talking about Arteta out and this and that, whereby I'm just gonna have enough. So it's not a good thing.
Yeah, I hear you, man. I hear you. Bertram, what's your thoughts? Everyone's going mad on Bertram. What's everyone picking on Bertram for in the chat?
Leave him alone, man.
No.
His background.
I'm not listening. I'm not watching the chat.
Bertram has a gaff. G says Bertram with that Manhattan money, dude.
No, this is not mine.
We're moving to Bertram, man. Next stream's gonna come from Bertram's gaff.
All he does is spend time with his cars. So Bertram is just money right now. Bring them hoes.
No, you were saying. Moving along. No, I think this is like watching paint dry. Sorry, but it's not very entertaining. We haven't seen that momentum carried over from the Chelsea game. I think part of it is Brighton. I think Brighton is an underestimated team. They have drawn, I think, 7 of their last 13, 14 games. So they haven't been really beat out of games, even no matter who they put on the field. So, but we got to play better. We do have to play better. I do think we need quicker tempo. The ball is going too slow from side to side. You have to let people have to pivot and run and try to get the ball behind, and we're not doing that well. But I'm going to give Brighton credit for playing well and for keeping us contained. They're pressing us sometimes, then they drop very deep. So they're not going half-heartedly. They either go hard press or then they rest in dropping deep, and we're not doing well in terms of trying to penetrate them.
Yeah, I don't want to discount.
They're great goals. I'm just sorry.
I don't want to discount the good work done in the first half. I think for 25 minutes, Arsenal played really well. In fact, they moved the ball well. They pressed well. The pressing was a little inconsistent, but they were pressing. So they were showing that they were trying to take the game by the scruff of the neck. They just failed to get Martinelli and Aubameyang into the game. And that's really where they're losing out. If they had a little bit more from them two, it would be a different game. Brighton has 8 shots, 1 on target. Arsenal has 1 shot. Vincey, and no shots on target. Vincey, what's your thought of the first half?
I'm a little bit concerned about Arteta. We had a really great performance from the team in a London derby and the youngsters, and he's gone and made changes. He's dropped Lacazette and brought on Aubameyang. Now, if Lacazette's injured, okay, that's the only reason why I see of that change. But the problem you got today is we facing a team who are fighting relegation, okay? So and we're away from home. So we have to keep hold of the ball. So again, why is Aubameyang playing up front based on what's happened in the last game? And what I'm seeing today, as Bertram's alluded to, it is like watching paint dry, because up front, we look impotent. It's just poor. And, yes, there's been a few individual mistakes at the back and, we look sloppy. We don't look sharp. But I can't see us scoring the way I've seen in the first half. And that is because of that change that Arteta's made. And I'm not saying that Aubameyang is a complete waste man, but he's a waste man if the build-up play, he's not contributing to the flow of the game. And he's been poor today in regards to that. We're away from home. We've got to keep hold of the ball and make good use of our chances. I'm just hoping that in the second half, if we do get a chance, we take it, because Brighton have been wasteful. They had 3 shots. They had 3 opportunities to score, and they should have really good opportunity. So if they continue like that, we got to be clinical at the other end.
Yeah, and look, I've never agreed with the El Nene Xhaka pairing. It's just it's our worst pairing on this team, to be honest with you. It doesn't do anything. It's always struggled. It's never found that balance, and that's the reason why. That's not helping us at all, especially when Brighton are on the break. But Lacazette participates in the build-up play, and we're definitely missing that from the Chelsea game. If there's one big difference from the Chelsea game, it is definitely that. Have you been watching the game, Ebony?
No, I've just come in.
Okay, so it's 0-0, and that's really yours. You should know it's really been a somber, quiet, unentertaining first half. We played well for 20 minutes, and then Brighton just came into the game. They were breaking at us on the run, and we couldn't stop it. The midfield pairing of Xhaka and El Nene just wasn't stopping or intercepting any of those breaks, and we were in all sorts on the back line. Brighton was scuffing the ball around. Should have really scored a couple of occasions. We haven't really created anything. We've had one shot off target, nothing on target. Brighton have had 8 shots. It's been all Brighton, to be honest. So Brighton for me is definitely the better team in the first half. And Arsenal look very incisive, and a lot of that has got to do with Lacazette's Aubameyang's poor build-up play. We just haven't created much going forward, and we've laboured through this. And it's not good for the kids. I mean, Martinelli, our star player, has barely, but I can't remember one instance where he had a run that said, wow, look, what an amazing pass, or what an amazing run, or what he's not done that. Smith Rowe's trying to get into the game. Saka, I thought, has done okay, but Aubameyang's costing them right now.
I see. Wow. We'll see what happens in the second half.
It's weird. The only person to touch the ball less than Aubameyang is Martinelli. My God. And all of that is because Lacazette gives you that build-up play. So he's a part of that. And we're just missing that horribly today. As I said, Smith Rowe's looked busy. He's looked good when he's on the ball. And he's run into space in the box, but the quality of the ball coming into him has been poor. There's twice that Aubameyang put the ball behind him, and just like the guy's running into the box, put the ball in front of him where he can do something with it. If it's behind him, he's got to stop his run. The defenders catch up to him, and it's just all a train wreck. So yeah, it's not been good today. Bobby, big shout out to you, Bobby. Bobby says, well spoken, Vincey. Why the hell did he start with Uber? Ball is not sticking up front. Agreed. 100% agreed, my friend.
Now, do you understand why sometimes you have to drop your big names if they're not playing well?
Yeah. And unfortunately, I think you can see some of the things why this team wasn't scoring and wasn't creating and wasn't doing all those things very well. If you start to put the Aubameyangs back in there and the Willians back in there, you're just going to go straight back to where you was a month ago.
So I think now you realize why Emery and Arteta are playing Aubameyang out on the left, because they need someone in the middle to hold the ball up and have people running off them, and he doesn't provide that. Plus, they can get him running in behind the defense from the left. So you hear Arteta talk and he say Aubameyang should come from the left. He's playing him in the middle today because of what we did against Chelsea, and it was easy to left Laka out, but he doesn't give you the hold of play that you need to take the pressure off your team and to get players behind.
Yeah, I'm concerned for the second half. Neomis reckons that we've got a strong enough bench to counter-attack. I think that their bench is going to come on and really change the game. I can just see the headlines right now. So we need to get off to a quick start in the second half. We really need and for me, it's all going to come from Saka and Smith Rowe. Smith Rowe is at the heart of everything good about this team, and so is Saka. And those are the two guys you're depending on getting something started. Martinelli can't play any worse than he did in the first half, so he's going to come alive. But Aubameyang, oh Lord,
man,
I'm getting a lot of feedback. I'm getting a lot of background noise, actually.
Yeah,
there's a lot of background noise.
That first
sounds like a fan. Hold on.
Sorry, it's my side.
It's me. So sorry,
it's me.
Is it
sorry.
All right.
Sorry, guys. Sorry, it's a little bit cold in my conservatory, man. I don't have them glass roofs sitting there, man. So,
oh yeah, I hear you. You don't have them Manhattan roofs, do you?
No, I ain't got a Manhattan roof. The moves that Bertram's got that here now. Got them.
Who's in Manhattan? Troops? Is that Troops you guys talking about?
It must be. Carlito saying, God, we are awful. No tempo, lethargic, no creativity. Kuke saying we need to move the ball quicker and get it up the pitch faster too. No one seems to want to try their luck at breaking down. No, Smith Rowe is. It's just when he gets the ball, it's not a good ball. But he's definitely the one that is making things happen as far as runs goes.
Guys, all I'm going to say, sorry to interrupt, Apollo. When take a look at Lee's first goal, this own goal is ridiculous. It's about 25 yards out own goal.
Yeah, it's nonsense. So stupid. Yeah, it looks like it's got.
Not one. It's about 3 or 4 goals. Are very good goals, actually.
Rafe said that he would take Martinelli off and put Pepe on. Cass is saying, quick question, boys. What formation and the players in that formation would you play? I would keep it as a 4-2-3-1, but Lacazette has to be the point man. He's got to be the anchor man, number 9, so that his hold-up play is pivotal to getting those young kids behind him into the game, like he did against Chelsea. At the moment, they've got nobody holding the ball up and making anything happen, and the passing is so poor. It really is. It's so poor.
He's going to go back to tried and unproductive, which he's probably going to bring Lacazette on, take off one of the kids, and put Aubameyang out wide.
I think the thing is, you stop and you think how good we played against Chelsea, and we took the game to them against a team that is so high up in the league, who was dangerous, and you go back to playing Aubameyang, and it's like he's just stopping. Why would you do that? Why would you not allow these guys to go out again and see if you can do it again? It's disheartening.
Well, look, it's difficult for Arteta, right? Because Aubameyang is the captain. He's supposedly a best player, and he's fit. So how do you justify? And if you don't win, that's all I'm going to hear about is Aubameyang didn't play, and he's our best scorer. You're down if you're going down.
You can bring him on. Bertram, he's the sub. You can bring him on. I mean, just because you're captain. I mean, how many times did Mertesacker remain on the bench when Koscielny was there? You know, just because you're a captain doesn't mean if you're not on form,
you're supposed to be the best player too. There's a difference between being the captain. It's like Villa benching Grealish because the team played well 2 games before when they were on a bad run, right? It doesn't land well with half the fans are going to say yes, play the same team, and half will say no, Aubameyang should come in.
My gosh, no. We're back. Wow.
What's happening?
Why is he by himself in the middle of the park? I mean, that's crazy. Where's our centre halves?
You know
How can you have my man running wide in the middle? I gotta reseed it. Play again.
Do you know what?
So both. Where is Mari?
This is comical.
This is comical. This is ridiculous. Our 2 centre halves are nowhere to be found. They're not looking behind them to see where this is crazy.
A simple through ball. I like that. Right after the half, we're struggling. No, Lord, my God. You know what?
You're gonna have a heart attack, Vinci.
No, this is foolishness. Watch the foolishness that's going on now. They should have scored.
Oh,
oh my God, guys, this is calamity. This is calamity.
We are.
That is a joke. No, they're a joke. Like, what is that?
Can't do this, man.
I don't know what's going on there, man. Big shout out to Osan. Big shout out to you, my friend. Nice to see you on the channel. Let us hear your thoughts of the game. Rafa is saying, name a centre midfield who's been at Arsenal for this long, who's worse than El-Neni and also Xhaka. That was easy, wasn't it?
That man's just finished having their oranges, and they come out of the dressing room playing this foolishness.
That's ridiculous. I mean,
our centre halves do not look comfortable.
Not even 2 minutes.
It's no penalty. Right, okay, so guys, oh my God. I'm going to have to talk you through this. Beginning of the second half was an absolute nightmare. Style is saying, why even look at that? Bro, oh my God. Listen, you can't make this stuff up. Once I leave here, I'm going to a nice, lovely wife who's cooking a nice roast. And Listen, man. Then I'm gonna try and forget about this game if we don't win. It looks like a 0-0 draw. It looks like it's gonna be a draw at the moment.
No, it doesn't.
Playing
It
like
doesn't
it
look like
right
a draw
now.
to me.
I mean, we're literally
Easy chances,
holding
they
on.
just haven't scored. They should be
Yeah.
at least well.
It's ridiculous, man. It's ridiculous. It's
So
ridiculous.
Bertram, you will seriously say that Aubameyang deserves to stay on top of this pitch?
No,
And
I'm not saying that, Vincey. What I'm saying is this: is that Arteta's in a difficult situation
Why is it difficult? The
because
man's playing bad. He's playing poor. Why is it difficult?
No, I'm not talking about taking him off of this game. I'm talking about just in general. He came back. He was injured. It's like Partey coming back. Wouldn't you put him right back in the team?
If he's fit,
Yes, you put him right back in the team. Same concept.
if he's fit. But
same thing.
Partey's playing better than Aubameyang.
But we haven't
Okay,
seen him
guys.
play for a month.
So, hold on, I got to cut you guys here. So Andrew's saying what's going on. I was about to get into that. So Arsenal get the second half started, and within a few seconds, Japaneski aims the ball through towards McAllister, and Bellerin gets back there to make a vital tackle. He gets in between two players, actually. He does go down. McAllister does go down, and the players are shouting penalty. They check it with VAR. Brighton appealed the penalty, obviously. And they say after the review, it's the referee's decision to uphold the fact that it is not a penalty. So VAR weren't sure, and they handed it over to the ref. The ref said it's not a penalty. So it's a nervy start to the second half, not the kind of improvement we wanted to see coming out. Arsenal playing it back out from the back now, and they just don't look like they're confident at the moment. Pablo Mari picks up the ball and it goes straight back to Leno.
Because Brighton is playing smart, right? Now they're in their press. So
Okay,
they don't
now
press
go.
all the time.
Go.
They know they're selectively pressing.
Let's
Send
force Leno to go long and Brighton
Send
get
it.
the ball
Go
back.
Shaka. Go Shaka. Send it.
Yeah, we're
Go.
playing straight
Oh,
into
Why,
that.
my
why you
gosh.
pass it back?
Oh my gosh, Aubameyang nearly scored.
Martinelli
Aubameyang nearly scored.
and Martinelli got the ball. He feeds it to Saka. Saka takes one look up, plays it into the box, and Aubameyang nearly scored. The
I've got that
goalkeeper
yet.
makes a
Let's talk about
fantastic
nearly
save.
scored. Aubameyang should have scored. Sorry.
Yeah, should have scored.
He should have scored. He's the ball. Yeah, he should have scored.
Andrew, Brighton with a better half. They had 8 shots, 1 on target.
That was
We
a
had
sit
1
up.
shot, none on target.
Yeah, it's tough though. It's tough. He didn't have much. I mean, I think it's a good attempt.
We were decent
He couldn't
in
do much more with
the
that. He couldn't do much more with it.
but,
He put in the right pitch at the
latter
right
part
time.
of the first half. We wasn't playing well at all. We weren't playing well at
You
all.
should
So
be admitting
Brighton's
that
been the
here.
better team so far. Arsenal on the attack though. The ball's wide to the left with Smith Rowe. Kieran Tierney looks like he's going to cross it in. Cross from Tierney. Oh, Aubameyang hits the inside of the right
What are you
post.
doing? Bring the ball down and put it back in the box.
Yeah, he should have.
What the hell was that?
Yeah, he should have.
You gonna score from a close angle? Are you gonna score from there? Really?
And Martinelli is running straight across the 6-yard line. Arsenal starts with the press. Arsenal pressing hard. And looks like they've won it back. I'm not sure about that. Yeah, they've won it back. Kieran Tierney taking it way apart from where it's supposed to be.
Send it back. Good ball movement. Send it. Nice. Now we're starting to move the ball intelligently.
Yeah,
Come on,
El Nani and Xhaka have to do a better
Great
job,
ball.
man.
Oh, unlucky.
Sounds like we weren't doing that at all in the first half. We were just
Unlucky.
laboured.
Unlucky.
Guys, that was an outstanding save from Sanchez on the
Oh,
Aubameyang
yes, Smith
goal.
Rowe. Go on, bad man. Oh! Yeah! Oh, Lord of mercy. Wow.
Oh,
No, what? Smith Rowe.
Vincey, talk to me, man. What's going on, Vincey?
But it is right.
Smith. We're Smith Rowe. Martinelli.
Oh, Martinelli over the bar. We said Martinelli has to wake up, guys. We said
That's what I'm talking
Martinelli
about.
has to wake up. Smith Rowe
You
goes past
man.
2 players, puts the ball into the center right. Martinelli gets it on his right foot, blasts it over the top right-hand corner, but it's inches away from going in.
That's what I'm
Martinelli.
talking about. Youth ball.
2
Youth
chances from
football.
Arsenal in the last 3 minutes.
Youth football. That's energy, that's passion, and that's direct. That's what you need.
Guys, after an abysmal end to the first half and start to the second half, boy, Arsenal have come alive, man. Arsenal have come alive here.
Why do I feel that we're going back into being a second half team like we were under Emery?
Yeah, under Emery, we weren't at any half team, man. when Arteta took the job over, 2 wins in the last 17.
Yeah, but I give fair play to Emery. His second half, we did tend to come better in the second half with Emery.
Same with Wenger. With Wenger, it was a stigma that we were a second half team under Wenger. Brighton look like they're about to make some substitutions to change stuff.
He has a good bench too.
Oh, go on, Martinelli. Send it inside. Oh, good
Andrew
ball.
said, excuse my manners, greetings, Ebony.
Greetings, Andrew.
Aubameyang's on the left-hand side. He's going to cut in. He's going to pass the ball. He shoots at Jeff in row C. He shoots at Jeff in row C.
You guys are well ahead of me, and Naomi is like, I'm behind.
Whitwell is wide open, isn't he?
That's what I'm saying.
Wide open.
That's what I'm saying. Just cross.
You see, when he cuts it right here, it's over the far post. It's a goal.
The one thing Aubameyang doesn't do is look up to see who's running into the box. If he does, he's got a Smith Rowe right at the edge of the box, unmarked for a tap in.
Well, you know what? It's a good thing he made because he can't pass anyway, so he'd have blundered.
He needs to learn how to pass because that was a good
try. It's a good try.
Guys, so I don't know, man. The last 3 chances have come to Arsenal, guys. Arsenal are well on top at the moment.
Guys, if you seriously want to put any Arsenal players in your fantasy team, Saka, Smith Rowe, them 2, yeah. If these 2 guys stay in this formation, they will get goals.
So, guys, what happened is it was another chance. Smith Rowe picks up possession between the lines. He charges at Brighton again. Notice that's a current theme. He's charging at the defense. He slides a pass to Aubameyang to his left. Aubameyang carries the ball into the box, attempts to curl a right foot effort into the corner, but it sails wide. But Smith Rowe was running in late, and with nobody around him, had a tap in, and Aubameyang missed it. Arsenal could have scored 2 or 3 goals in this second half. It's like definitely Arsenal's best spell of the game. They've had 5 shots in the last 8 minutes.
Gianni just ran with the ball and then decided to just.
It's all Arsenal, guys. Kieran Tierney's got the ball on the left-hand side, looking for some options, and he just loses the ball in transition.
Arteta, don't put off Smith Rowe, man. That's all I'm saying. Just keep him on there.
No.
Oh, look at that ball. Nice 1-2. Cross it now, Saka. Oh, good. Unlucky. Corner to Arsenal. We're cutting them open, boys and girls. We're cutting them open.
Yeah, it's all Arsenal at the moment. Oh, look at Saka on the right here. Just deliver it. It's well played by the defender. We've been missing some Dallas and Dynasty talk down here at the bottom. Andrew says, excuse my manners, greetings, Ebony. 18 said, Andrew, Ebony's already given me some props. What's going on there? 18, Andrew says 18 wasn't there, so allow it. 18 saying Ebony is my Nubian. Yeah, we haven't used that word in a long time, Nubian Queen. Andrew said we need Ebony to make the choice.
Send it. Saka. Oh, unlucky.
Ebony's got 2 men running her down.
Right now, football's my man.
Aye.
Saka needs to do a better job of taking those corners. He's got to beat the first man.
Yeah, that's 3 times now that he hasn't beaten the first man. Absolutely dreadful corners.
Oh, in trouble.
Yeah, but as I said, guys, this is Arsenal's best spot of the game, and I don't know what Arteta did at half time, but it's working.
Marking that zone.
Yeah.
A penalty box.
Brighton on the attack at the moment, guys.
They're holding firm.
As I said, man, Smith Rowe is at the heart of everything that looks good for Arsenal. But the one thing I wanted to see in this half was Aubameyang and Martinelli come to life, and I think they've definitely done that. I think they've definitely got themselves into the game.
So
Definitely much better.
To Xhaka.
What minutes are you guys on? I'm on 57-14.
I'm
I'm on
57.
57. I'm 57-40.
I'm 57-50.
Okay.
57-50. So when I celebrate, you know we scored.
Okay.
Oh yeah, man. Give me some love there. G is saying, how much better from us? Excited to see how we F it up. I still look. I told you in the first. They're going to bring on Marpe, Welbeck. They're probably going to bring on a few other players, and I think that they're going to start to overrun us. It really is dependent on what we do as far as substitution goes. Lacazette, Pepe, Ceballos.
Oh, good boy. 1-2. Yes, Smith Rowe. Run through. Book him, ref. Book him. Yes, thank you.
I agree, Rafe. Rafe says been terrible on the left. Tierney and Gabby haven't been good. Tierney was one of the best players in the first half, mate. He's just slowed down a little bit in this half, but he's definitely had a good game so far, Kieran Tierney. And again, Smith Rowe. Look, Smith Rowe running away at players and he gets dragged down, and it's a yellow card, guys. Smith Rowe is a handful, man. Look how long we've been talking about this brother Smith Rowe.
I know.
Smith Rowe made the gate that knee for that number 10 we're talking about.
Not ready.
Yeah, man. All them man there that said the youngsters weren't ready. The youngsters weren't ready, man. They're ready now, aren't they? They're ready now.
Get them youths free, man.
Why ain't Xhaka taking this free kick? Why is not Xhaka taking it?
Because they can't get back.
Xhaka should be taking it.
The free kick to Arsenal, guys, on the right-hand side.
Unlucky.
Smith Rowe and Saka are standing over it.
So Smith Rowe.
No danger. Unlucky.
Oh, that's unlucky. That's unlucky, yeah. Rafe says, over-relying on the youth isn't the answer. Well, I've got news for you, bro. Relying on the veterans, that ain't the answer either. So you're stuck in a hard place, my friend.
Go on, Bellerin. Nice ball to Saka. Must be a goal. Oh, cross it. Oh, come on.
Oh, Vincey.
Saka, man.
Yeah, it's a great ball from Bellerin, though. Great ball from Bellerin. Peg it back.
Why are you trying to score?
Yeah, he's got a Aubameyang. There's a little bit of ball greediness going on in that final third, guys.
Why are you trying to score?
We've had three good chances to score.
It's the third time today we've seen it where players on the flank and the baseline and they don't cut it back. Neomis, you've been too quiet, man. I don't trust you. You've been too quiet, mate. You're making me worry, man.
No, mate, I'm in literally shock right now. I thought we was going to get something out of this game. The 3 points.
We've been a better team in the second half. Great interception there by Xhaka. You don't get to see him do that much.
But we're just missing that.
I tell you, Xhaka just intercepted a pass there. Brighton are in their own half trying to play it into their midfield, and every time they look to pass it to a blue shirt, El Nene is closing it down. So it's well played by both of them. Improved play by Martinelli and Aubameyang, and improved play by the two central midfielders as well, guys. And I think there's the reason why the second half we're looking much more progressive. Again, Arsenal pressing with the quickness right now.
Got more possession. That just goes to show how well we're playing.
I promised my wife that I wouldn't sit in this chair for 2 hours, so I'm going to take a couple of minutes, guys, just to stretch. I'll be back in a second.
No, sit in your seat. Sit in your seat. No. Get back there. Don't be the omen. No.
Come on, close him down.
Ping pong in the box. What are we doing?
Come on. Stop ball watching, man.
Oh my gosh. No. Every second ball, loose ball, is going to Brighton right now. Everyone. That's a free kick. Saka, don't get a yellow card. Come on.
Has he got a yellow card already?
No,
Okay.
don't get a yellow. Son.
That makes a change, actually.
Oh,
Got away with that one.
yeah. Oh, does he not get a card for that?
I must say we're
Yeah.
defending well.
But it's nervous to finish. It's nervous to finish.
No, we're not. We're all over the place. The ball goes in the box, and you have your heart in your mouth until it gets out the box.
Yeah.
There is no command in the area.
I did say to a degree.
And that's the worry, man. It's like all game has been like this.
Yeah, it goes in the box, and you're like, okay.
Why can't we have some consistency, man?
That's all we want as fans.
Just consistency.
Okay, Xhaka.
Yep.
Okay, send
Not
it.
even asking
Well,
for
we have been consistently poor, so maybe reverting back to, mind you get what you asked for, miss. We haven't been consistently good.
No,
We haven't.
We don't want to be consistent. We want to be like the last game.
I'm actually
We don't
quite
want to be
impressed that
consistent.
Leno is actually catching balls now.
Yes, he is.
Leonard's done well. Done well.
Apart from the keeping up, he's been fine.
Yes.
But
that's
he's
true.
still not better than Martinez.
No.
Stay on him. Well done. Well done. Okay, finally seen Aubameyang harass. Good. Still on the course. No. Uncle in the box. Oh, great save by Leno. Low to his left-hand post. Great save. That was close.
Oh, Lord.
Oh, wow. Oh, great.
That's
save.
not
So when they break the press, see, that's what happens when you break the press, And the other team is scrambling back.
I'm sorry, but aren't you guys finding this frustrating? We're up against Brighton's almost B team. Like, they don't even have their main guys, and we can't break them down.
Did that Smith Rowe got a yellow?
No, you didn't. No, the guy who challenged him got the yellow for it. Jan Jabashki. Jan Jabashki.
He's played 2 yellow cards already. That's in 2
Oh my gosh, he's taken off Martinelli. He's taken off Martinelli and bought on
why?
Lacazette?
Bought on Lacazette, yeah.
Not surprised. Don't play Alba on the left, but that's a change I mentioned before, right? You're gonna play Alba on the left now.
Yeah, but then again, you have to remember Martinelli's had an injury, so he's protected.
That's his go-to move. It's his go-to move.
Go on, Saka.
What's his go-to move?
Okay, guys.
Lacazette, go!
Yes! That's what I'm talking
Wait.
about.
I'm not there yet.
We've got Saka on the right. Saka's on the right side, beating the man. Lacazette picks the ball up in space, shoots, and puts it in the back of the net. And guys, that is nothing short of
Vinci worked.
Yeah.
You know what?
We were talking about at half-time, guys.
Bertrand, don't even go there.
Oh, we were talking about
Vinci worked.
missing in this team.
It's his go-to move. He's gonna fit the other left.
Outside.
You took his chance. Look, a great goal.
Great play, guys.
Hey, Apollo. That's what Nketiah should have done when he got his chance.
Leave him alone.
I'm not knocking him. I'm just saying it's a similar ball. Control it, pick your spot, and take a shot.
And Bertram, now you can see the difference between a striker who is confident, yeah. Lacazette right now, he's playing for a contract.
No, he's got confidence, right? He's scored the last 3 games. He's confident. Confidence is everything.
He's got to perform this season, yeah.
Yes.
Or he's gone. He's playing for a contract this season.
That's right.
But keep playing for that contract.
A contract where? Here or abroad?
Give him a 1-year extension every year, so he's always playing for a contract.
Arteta loves him, so he knows if he doesn't perform this season, yeah, Arteta more than likely will probably give him an extension after this season. If he scores.
Brighton has made 2 changes actually. More players come on, and they've made 2 changes.
Finally,
They've got March on. Also,
at least I got an assist from Saka on my fantasy team, so I'm happy with that.
Another assist for Saka.
And Ebony, Andrew, did you see that message, Ebony, from Andrew? I'm not going to put it on the screen.
Oh my God. And terrible.
Yeah, I'm not going to say anything about Nketiah because Lacazette was missing bare chances before that, and so was Aubameyang. So the guy gets one chance, he missed it, and everyone's chastising him for it. I ain't going to do that.
No, he's not being chastised. Guy, why are we so sensitive?
I'm not going to be sensitive because it don't work the same for everybody else.
Well, you know what? If he took his chance, he wouldn't be on the bench. If he took his chance,
the same for everybody else. Pro Lover says, I was screaming all over the place, man.
I bet you were.
It was a cool finish. That finish was absolutely fantastic. He tucked it in the place where the goalkeeper could not get it.
That was his first. Wasn't that his first touch?
Literally.
Yeah.
And guys, guess who gets the assist as well?
Saka.
Yeah. Another assist for Saka. Yeah, keep racking it up. I'm just looking here to see if here we go.
Bellerin. Come on, Bellerin, you can do better than that.
So that puts Lacazette at the top of the chain. Lacazette now, is that his 7th goal? That's his 7th goal this season.
It's 4 in the PL, right?
I talk about they play more than the Premier League, so I talk about the total goals. So he's got 7 goals. Saka has got 2 goals and 3 assists now. That's Saka's 3rd assist.
He needs help.
Saka is just class, man. And look, Saka had to beat a defender in order to put that ball through into the middle.
Here comes.
Brilliant from Saka. Brilliant from Saka.
Why are you making that pass? That's unnecessary.
Bellerin. Okay, so we're starting to move it fast now.
Yeah, we slowed it down at the back, man. Oh, come on.
Well, I've got Kieran Tierney. Guys, we've got 70 minutes, 10 seconds gone of the game. What a cool God. That was what the game needed. That is what the game needed. Guys, Saka is what you want Pepe to be. Yeah?
Yes, exactly.
Saka is what
Saka
you
doesn't
want.
turn the ball. Pepe turns the ball over too much to get continuous play. He loses the ball too much.
I think Saka needs. I think Pepe needs some new football boots this Christmas, man, because he's got the skill, but he's just not. He's just not applying it, man. I'll get new boots. Oh, come on. Why waste that ball, Xhaka? Why?
As I said, look, Nene and Xhaka playing much better together in the midfield.
I still prefer Xhaka not to be there.
Oh, Jesus.
The hell was that, Xhaka?
Yeah, Xhaka just played the ball out of bounds. And
Somebody hurt?
The one time I tried to big him up and he goes and do some stupid shit like that. I mean, my God.
Oh, no, come on.
G says brilliant from Saka. Kuke says credit to Arteta for bringing his subs. We all said at half time that's what he needed to do, bring on Lacazette. Subs before Potter did. A bit of ridiculous reward considering the way the match was going, but proved to be a great decision.
Yeah, you see how my goalkeeper is commanding his area? My goalkeeper.
Yeah, I know. Well done.
He's commanding his area. He owns the area. Taking all those crosses down.
Your keeper, yeah?
Who is that he's talking about? Because I know it ain't Leno.
Wow. Leno's turning into Martinez.
That's
too much, man.
I think Aubameyang needs to get his glasses fixed because he's not watching the game.
You know what I love about Smith Rowe? Smith Rowe plays the ball first touch. Yeah, he's one of the few guys that plays first touch football. Yeah. So he doesn't keep onto the ball too long, and as soon as he plays it, what does he do?
Yes,
he runs forward.
Must go, cross, go. Oh, unlucky.
Oh,
Well
Vincey,
played,
man.
Tierney. Well played, Tierney.
On the left, he passed
Well
it
played.
to Bellerin. Bellerin passes it on
Okay, good
Well
ball.
played. Unlucky.
back to
Come on
Smith
now. Go
Rowe.
down for the penalty.
Bellerin. El Neni.
I tell you, Vincey's hyping us up, man. Vincey's hyping it up.
No, it was
Tierney.
close. It was close.
It's on the left, and then he gets into the box.
Oh no, that's disgusting. Go away, Cool K. Too much information, man.
Oh, Vincey's killing me.
The
I
Amazon truck.
will the ball in the net, man. I will it.
Oh, and Andrew and 18, don't follow that. If you follow that, I'm gonna ban you from the channel. If you follow that, I'm gonna ban you from the channel.
Come on, good play. Send it again. Hold on to it, Bellerin. Oh, come on, not like that.
I really like what I'm seeing from Pablo Mari. I'm a fan of his, and I'm even more of a bigger fan now that he's getting a run in the team.
And we still look comfortable even with two left footers in defence. He has a bit shaky first half, but
Bellerin looks tired. Bellerin looks tired. I would take him out.
Stop him off.
Tired. See, he can barely run. Look at him. He can barely run.
Tobias is coming on.
No, Bellerin should come out. I'm telling you, he's tired.
Yeah, if he started put on Maitland-Niles.
Yeah, he's
Yeah, put
tired.
on Niles, man.
Tobias is coming on. I don't know who he's coming on for. Let's see.
Pro Lover said Maitland-Niles.
I want Maitland-Niles on.
Now Tobias is hovering to come on.
I think Pro Lover's watching the game on. Is it Peacock? What's the name of that cable thing that they've got? You're on mute. You're on mute, Bertram.
Yeah, Peacock is a stream in the US.
Yeah. I
They
think
moved a lot of the game to a streaming service so they can make more money if they're not making enough already. So who we're taking off as a bias? I don't see.
Not yet. It hasn't been made yet. Oh, hold on, please.
Oh, he's watching NBC Sports Network.
Okay, which is what I'm watching.
No.
Oh, Saka's a bit injured. Let's see what's going on. He's down.
Yeah. I saw him roll over when Smith Rowe had the ball. Smith Rowe's put the ball out to play.
Doesn't look good.
Oh man, this is the problem, guys. When you play these young players too much times over too many games in a short period.
Now, I'm sure somebody stepped in his ankle or something. He looked like he has an ankle
He went
problem.
on his ankle. Someone went on his ankle in the corner.
Man.
He just went down. You don't
Yeah,
look
he's
good.
in a lot of pain too.
Yeah,
Take
you
on
got
someone's corrective player.
Listen, as long as they don't bring on
He stepped on someone. He stepped on
Yeah,
someone.
it was Bernardo. It was
Look at that
Bernardo.
turn, man. I used to turn like that back in the day. Outpace the man. Cross it with his right foot. Lacazette. Bang.
Lacazette must
Goal.
be loving it, man. Look at that. They're showing the
That was a
replay
great
again. The ball
goal.
comes
Yeah,
from,
hobbling.
the ball comes actually in from Rob Holding again. Rob Holding's played 2 or 3 good
This is
balls
what
out.
Pepe doesn't do. You see how Saka just easily turned away from the
Yeah.
player?
Yeah.
Pepe doesn't do that.
You don't need to feint. You just back him in, turn it, and gone.
Can they show the
Andrew says, Apollo, what's the
Right.
controversy over Washington's quarterback? Controversy was that he just didn't care enough. He was immature. He was already warned and fined for breaching COVID rules, which is why you're not supposed to go out because you can infect the team. The actual manager, the head coach, has throat cancer. So I think after the first time he got caught with the COVID rules, the second time was worse because you're basically telling your teammates that you don't care about them or their families. So I think that they just gave up on him, and they probably should have released him last week. When you're a team and you have somebody who continuously does that and puts your life at risk and your own family's life at risk, as well as the head coach's health, which is already bad at risk, then you don't deserve to be on that team. And I'm a big fan of his. I sent him a message today on social media, and I said, bro, you blew it. When we drafted him and the New York Giants didn't take him, he said the league done messed up. And I said to him today, Haskins, you done messed up. Yeah, so we move on. If we
So
win next week against the
for
Eagles, then
Washington,
we still win the division.
I think for Washington, he wasn't good enough. And if he was an excellent player, if he had played well Sunday, he would still be playing no matter what he did. He didn't kill anyone. He didn't have domestic violence. He did some COVID protocol, which a lot of people do. He's done it
I think
twice.
he's trying to get back on.
But if he had
Saka's
played well
trying to
enough,
get back
he
on.
would have been on the field come this Sunday.
Saka's back on. He's up. He's back on.
He's back on, yeah?
He's back on, yeah. He's trying to run it off.
Because they played him after the 2 incidents, so they come up with this. It's so ridiculous, it's hard to believe. They played him after the 2 incidents.
He's actually saying it wasn't a strip club and that they hired some dancers for his girlfriend's birthday.
Yeah,
that's what he said.
Regardless of the excuse he makes, because what he did was, if you interact with one person, that's like interact with 1,000 people.
Yes, of course.
Right? So at the end of the day, he didn't play well enough. They played him after both incidents. That's the hypocrisy in what they did.
Yeah.
If you thought he would get rid of him then before he played the game, they didn't.
Yeah, and I have to agree with you because if he was Chase Young, he wouldn't be released. If he was Chase Young, he'd still be a Redskin.
If you find some money, that'll be it.
Leeds go 5 up now.
Yeah, guys, we're in the 79th minute now of this game, and it's going pretty well. I did say that the benefit and advantage Brighton would have had was their subs bench, but I think we got to call this to, was it Vinci or Neomis? It was Neomis. Neomis actually said, Apollo, what about our subs bench? And it looks like our subs bench is the one that's actually turned this in our favor. But let's not count Brighton out yet. Let's not do that yet, folks.
Unlucky.
What a result this would be for Arsenal if they was to hold on, though.
We have to hold on.
Our trophy's still, our 4th place trophy's still mathematically there, guys. Gotta believe.
Sorry, who are Leeds playing?
West Brom, who we've got in a couple of weeks' time, by the way.
And
West Brom are at home, and they're getting battered 5-0
by Leeds. Wow.
Yeah.
Their confidence is low. They're right for the taking.
Yeah, I agree.
Fantastic.
It shouldn't have been low. They just drew with Liverpool, right? It shouldn't have been low.
West Brom is second from bottom now.
Ceballos is actually going to come
on. Attack the ball, people.
Yeah, he did.
Ceballos comes on for Saka now.
Aubameyang actually jumps out and blocks that one. Guys, as we speak, Arsenal are currently in 13th place as we speak. Ceballos about to come on.
For Saka.
Yeah, for Saka. That needed to happen. I'm a bit concerned about Saka there.
No, get him off the pitch. Like he's done well. He has a bit of an injury. Let him get some rest. You know he's going to play on, Saturday? So I just hope it's not like long term. We can't have Saka missing games. Like he's that vital.
Better get on that physio's bench pretty damn quick.
Yeah, actually, it's not a worry, Ebony, because the next game is not for a while now. So they have a bit of a break. Kind of happy that this game is on a Tuesday. West Brom is on the 2nd, which is on Saturday.
Go on.
So they have 5 days.
Yes.
They have a 5-day break.
Oh, must make it count, Aubameyang. Come on, let's make it count. Who are you passing to, man?
Rafe says, do you remember the Joe Theismann and John Riggin days? That's what made me a Redskins fan, bro. 1981, UK Channel 4 first started showing NFL, and that's what made me a fan. He said, I thought dropping the Redskins moniker. No, bro, they're still the Redskins to me, my friend. It's still the Redskins to me.
Neomis, don't worry, man. It's shocking, isn't it?
What was that from Aubameyang? What kind of pass is that?
I know, it was bad. So, guys, listen. In the first half, Arsenal had 1 attempt on goal and no shots on target. They now have 11 shots on goal and 3 on target. That's a great way that you've come out for the second half. Credit to the players and to the manager for the halftime adjustments, but we're still not there yet. 82 minutes gone.
Aubameyang needs to learn how to pass.
And teach an old dog new tricks.
Yeah.
Maybe one of the 5 of us can actually teach him how to pass.
I don't want that job. I don't think he's good.
I don't mind having that job, but don't expect him to be on starting or on the bench. I'll keep him out there for months.
This is why sometimes you need to drop your big players. I don't care how much money he's earning. I don't care if he's captain. Sometimes you need to drop the big players.
That's what I'm saying. It's like coaching. You gotta, these guys, just like Walcott improved under Ori's coaching. They need somebody who's going to improve their individual games in different areas. So like Cazorla, if he came back, you can imagine what some of the movement of like Smith Rowe, Saka, Pepe would be doing. If Bergkamp came back, some of our strikers, their IQ has to improve.
Yeah.
The Pro Lover said, Ebony, you guys should stop trolling the captain. Look, the captain came in today to score a goal, and I must admit, he's improved in the second half. In the first half, he was atrocious.
But his passing is atrocious. He can't pass for shit. I can pass better.
You got to feel sorry for Smith Rowe, because Smith Rowe's used to playing with Willock, Nketiah, Nelson.
Man. You're playing like a dog.
The Smith Rowe, and then you play alongside Aubameyang, and he can't even pass you the ball. And the man's on 355 grand a week. You got to feel, look at that quality from Lacazette.
Tierney just had a moment. He had a moment. He had a taxi moment.
Yeah, there's a lot of memes about with Tierney falling over himself on social media. What a great tackle by Lacazette. Lacazette showing his mettle today, guys.
Yeah,
he's doing a Nketiah, running into the midfield, helping to win the ball back. I love to see that kind of commitment, man.
This would be a good smash and grab away victory. 6 minutes left to go. Oh, not like that, Smith Rowe. Not like that.
G saying Saka is better than Foden, Mount, Greenwood, whoever they hype up. Kuke saying it's a wrap for Pepe, isn't it? Can't even get on when we are winning at Brighton.
Do you know what? I love Saka, but Foden is a bad man, you know. Foden, that guy can play. He can play.
I'll take
Saka. Sorry?
I'd take Foden at Arsenal. Like, if Man City ever wanted to loan him out or sell him, like, he should definitely be. He creates and scores goals. Not sure about.
I wouldn't take him.
Why not?
Nah, look, it's easy to look good when you're playing in that lineup, man. Look what
are you drinking, Apollo? What are you drinking?
What Saka has to play alongside. Open your eyes and look at
what are you drinking, Apollo? Foden is a baller.
Look at what Saka
Foden is a baller. There is no ambiguity of Foden's capability.
Apollo,
you want me to give up Saka over Foden? No.
We're not asking you to give up. No.
I wouldn't.
No rum talk now.
Yeah, I'm happy with Saka. Foden can stay where he is with all that $1 billion team that he's around.
You wouldn't take him?
No, I wouldn't take him.
Okay.
It's easy to look good when you got them kind of players around.
Foden is a big time player. If I was Foden, I'll tell Guardiola, I don't play next year regularly. I'm leaving. That's why Sancho went to Dortmund.
I'll send
game time. I'm leaving.
I'll send Ceballos the other way, and take.
Ceballos is not good enough. Ceballos is not good like Foden.
Yeah, Ceballos is Ceballos. That the Ceballos train has left the station, guys. Ceballos, you ain't gonna see him next season. I'd be surprised if you see him next season. I think Arteta's going to go out and completely revamp his midfield.
He needs to.
I also heard that they're pulling out of the Aouar deal in January as well.
I don't think they should do that deal.
Yeah, of course I do. I don't. Why are they getting Aouar when they should have got Buendia in the first place? They could have got him for half the money that they got Aouar. Buendia's a bad man. He's a bad man.
Go on, Gabriel.
And he's done it in the Premier League.
Unlucky.
He's done it in the Premier League as well. Guys, 87 minutes and 20 seconds gone. Arsenal holding on for a what would be a surprising win. Aubameyang can't even take on the left back down the right. I mean,
he's like a joke, man.
Yeah.
You just turned the ball over. That's what you did. It's like a Pepe move.
Yeah.
Get the ball so that we can get pressure again.
But he had nobody running up front with him. And,
yeah, but he didn't even fake or anything. You're just running straight, and the man has a jump on you.
Send it. Nice. Yes, Smith Rowe. Go on. Man like Bellerin. Running. Bellerin. Running still with the ball. He's in the area. He's holding up play. Nice play, Arsenal. Nice. Man like Bellerin.
Yeah, Bellerin's on the break. Bellerin's got no look.
Still got the ball.
Nice. He's got no support. He's going to try and hold on the ball. You know, this is where Thierry Henry would run into the corner flag to try and waste space. Ceballos looks like it's gone out of play.
Maitland-Niles is coming on.
Keep the ball in the corner. Keep the ball in the corner. We don't need to do anything else. Well, Saka was injured, so that's at least 4 minutes.
Smith Rowe is
at
off.
least 4 or 5 minutes of extra time.
And Ainsley Maitland-Niles is on.
Good.
Smith Rowe is on. I'd have kept Smith Rowe on.
No, he looks tired, man.
Yeah, I know he wants more defense, but you also got to keep the ball.
Good to see Maitland-Niles on there, man. Guys, it looks like it's 89 minutes gone. It looks like we're going to bag 3 points today, which I never expected.
Incredibly well.
Considering the opposition that we're playing in our record against them. Pro Lover is still calling Arteta a joke. Man just won back-to-back Premiership games, bro. How are you calling him a joke?
You have to keep it real, man. You have to keep it real. We got away with one tonight. We got away with one.
We not got away with anything yet. The game is not over. We're Arsenal.
Bertram, don't petrify the crowd, man.
No, but let's not. Against Chelsea, we said the same thing after 3-up, and we were biting our fingernails when we get the penalty.
No, man. What are you doing? That ball's out.
Yeah, but look what you're doing to Neomis's anxiety. Look. Look what you do. Don't do that to my boy Neomis, man. Man's gonna be on the diazepam, man. Gonna be on the valley.
Neomis, the worst it can be is a draw, Neomis. It can only be a draw. We won't lose.
No draws. Like we're
I don't think Neomis can deal with a draw
We
tonight.
cannot capitulate like that.
I don't think he could deal with it. Easy, son. Easy.
Well played. Well in there. Well done.
All right, hold the ball. Don't give it away.
Turning just won that ball back there.
Man of the match. Saka.
Yeah, I think you got to go for Saka.
I think you got to man of the match.
Yeah, I think you got to go for him.
Maybe it's Laka. if it's minute on the field to how he played, he has been on
my
long time.
word. You got to book him, man. You can't be challenging like that.
So, guys, we've got 2 wins back to back, and both games.
Oh, that's not red card. Isn't that a red card?
Man,
that's ridiculous.
It should be.
Like, you people are so ahead of me right now.
That's
That,
ridiculous.
man. What happened to these mans?
Wasn't that studs?
No,
He
you can't.
gave him a
back
yellow
that,
card.
man.
He wasn't going for the ball. He just kicked the man. Look at
That
this.
used to be
Oh,
marked.
he went for the ball. He went for the ball.
Come on now.
He went for the ball.
Come on now.
He did kick the ball.
You should get a
I
card.
thought he kicked the player.
He kicked both. He kicked both. It was reckless.
Watch it again.
Keep the ball in the corner. No crossing.
Oh my God.
4 minutes left.
Guys, we have to get a girl over to Andrew's house. Andrew needs a girl right now, man. Andrew needs a girl, man.
Oh, mate. Stop it, Andrew. Stop it.
Guys,
You're cracking me up.
if somebody can find a nice young female, can you please get them over to Andrew's house, please?
Does Lisa have any sisters?
Immediately, if not soon.
Ebony, I think the question is, do you have any sisters?
I do, but he's like, yeah, she ain't going there.
Sisters or twins?
Come on, Laka. Put some energy in.
Oh dear.
It's not over, you know. The game is only over when the ref blows it off.
3 minutes left of the 5.
Why does Sabalas run like he's handicapped?
Uh,
The way how he plays, he is.
Oh, that's so cruel. I know you're not big fans of him, but come on now.
Okay, look at his run. Look at his run. I'm not being mean. I'm just calling what I see.
He's
Man,
got a style to his run.
I hope Saka's okay and there's no long-term effects. I think he just ran himself into the ground. That's what happened.
Command is here, Leno. This is yours.
The cross comes in from Brighton in injury time. It's 5 minutes injury time, by the way, guys. Arsenal clear.
Come
Brighton
on.
have just camped around the Arsenal box, but they just lack the creativity needed to try and get something from this game.
2 minutes left. Corner to Brighton. They're still pressing.
How is that a
Is it
corner?
I thought that was a goal kick.
Yeah, it came off the Brighton player.
It came up at Aubameyang's arm. Quite lucky.
This referee is a joker.
Oh, that's ridiculous.
No, it's their kick. It's their kick. Well, it's probably the last corner of the game.
Figure Beats says, I can't take this anxiety. Listen, I just look at you can see Neomis popping them pills over there, man. Come on, let's do this.
Lay down, Leno.
Lay down.
Take a yellow card. Take a yellow card, Leno. Don't kick it until you get the yellow card.
60 seconds left.
I'm
Balls
just
in Brighton's half.
Yeah, to do this.
Imagine how the grade have fallen. We are nervous about playing Brighton and trying to call for the referee to blow it off against Brighton.
Bro, that don't mean nothing. Brighton have beaten some big teams, man.
No, we're talking about in terms of our history.
Apollo,
we could get.
I mean, we haven't beaten Brighton since 1981.
I know.
All we've done is
We only played them about 4 times. You don't miss. You know those stats that you only played them like 4 or 5 times, right?
30 seconds left.
Guys, let's just relate it to last season when we couldn't beat them at all.
Yeah.
That's it.
20 seconds left in the games, guys.
Well, I think this is a goal kick to Brighton.
Kick in the corner.
5 seconds left. 5 seconds left. Goal kick to Brighton. And that's it. Refs had enough. You couldn't wait for the 5.
That should be it.
Yeah,
Arsenal win 1-0.
Yep, that's it. It's done. It's done, guys. Well done. Good.
This comes all around.
Hard for
What
victory.
a game.
We're in a winning streak. 2 in a row.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
like 2 in a row.
2 in a row. And we have some winnable games coming up, man.
Arteta's job is safe until next summer.
I think it is.
We only need about 80 more points to avoid relegation. I think 30 will do it. Yeah. We have 6 more victories, and we can don't worry about relegation anymore.
Let's get to 40 points. We're good.
Smiles all around, hugging.
Yeah, Lacazette came on and just got the job done. We've got West Bromwich away on the 2nd of January. A week after that, on the 9th of January, is Newcastle. But that's in the FA Cup. And we got Crystal Palace at home on the 14th of January. And then on the 18th of January, we've got Newcastle at home. So
those ain't easy games. They're not easy games.
Wow.
That Newcastle and Palace game.
Winnable games, man.
They're not easy games.
Yeah, but they're winnable games. They are winnable games. Style is saying Arsenal ages me and I'm still young-ish. Man hiding from underneath the blanket. You can come out now, guys. The game's over. Arsenal won 1-0. And for me, it was a performance that we didn't want, but we needed. We needed this performance. We needed for the team to show the resilience. They came out first 20 minutes and played really well. They lost their rag towards the end of the first half. And then actually in the first minute of the second half, they were all over the place. And then it just clicked into the gear. Whatever Arteta told them to do and the shift in tactics, the use of the creative players running at defenders. Remember, the passing might be atrocious, but when you run at defenders, all kind of good things happen. And we've got players that can do that. Martinelli, we've got Saka, we've got Smith Rowe. We've got players, guys, that can scare defenders with their movement. And as long as that formula continues, this team will create chances to score. Neomis, what was your thoughts on the game overall?
It was a tough game, like stress-wise for me, because I believe that Arsenal should dominate teams that are traditionally below us. But you know what? With everything in mind, I think
those days are over, man.
And it's going to take me a while to kind of get over that, because I think that's kind of been like my issue. But you know what? If you look at everything as a whole, the recent form, for us to pull out a win against Brighton, a team that we've struggled against over the past couple of seasons now, I think it's a fantastic win. We're rising up the table, which I know we all make jokes about it, about relegation, getting to 40 points, but I generally do feel like getting to 40 points is what we need to at first, and then let's focus on getting something out of the Europa League. But yeah, good win from the boys again. I do think that Mikel Arteta needs to go back to the tried and tested formula against Chelsea. We saw that as soon as Lacazette came on, obviously we saw a difference there. Like, I honestly think if you had taken out Aubameyang, we would have scored more goals, because Martinelli would have been on that pitch. And the link between him and Lacazette and Saka and Smith Rowe, I think this would have been a 2-0. So yeah, it's good that we got the win, but let's go back to have Aubameyang on the bench. I don't want to see him there, at least for now, until we figure out a formation that suits him. And let's get back to kind of winning ways.
Bertram, what was your thoughts of today's win? 3 points back-to-back for us now. Remember when we were both saying 2 weeks ago, we don't know where our next win is coming from.
So interesting that Naomi is thinking that Aubameyang should be benched. If we said that this time or late last year, it would have been heresy to even thinking that, because he was our only offense. So how the mighty has fallen quickly. Having said that, look, the game wasn't as exciting as I expected it, given that we have the kids and they're full of energy and endeavor and skill. But we got the victory, which is the most important thing. Regardless of how we got the win, we got the win. We're very good against Chelsea. I think we were ordinary today, and frankly, Brighton will walk away feeling hurt that they didn't do better, because they had some good chances to score. I mean, we had one with Aubameyang actually, where he could have put that in the net if he opened his foot out and go wide instead of trying to hit near post. But we won, and it's 6 points from 2 games, and the win is an imperative, because I was always said this: when you draw 3 games, it's 3 points. But if you win one of 3, you still get 3 points. So even though people may feel comfortable with a draw, you either win or you lose is much better than the drawing games. And having won 2 in a row, now we're up to 20 points. We're not that far from the top 4. It may sound ridiculous saying that, but it's not like the teams at the top of the table are running away with the league. Apart from Liverpool, is in a good position. No one else is showing that they deserve to be top 4 at this moment. Spurs have not won in a while.
I said that about Spurs. They were challenging Liverpool for the title 2 weeks ago. Now they're in 8th place.
Well, it's all the teams, right? Leicester lost recently. Leicester were in good spot. Whether it's Chelsea or Spurs or Leicester or even Man U, who have been on a good momentum and have a game in hand. The league is wide open. And you and I talked about this, Apollo, the inception of the league, which is, at least this year, which is, it's going to be the most difficult year ever as it relates to the league, because of the parity that's around and the talent level, which is so close. And so I'm not totally surprised that if you win 4 or 5 in a row, you're going to be back up there, and we're going to be much more excited about our team. But I'm excited because we have 20 points, which means we're halfway to safety. First, we got to get safety first. We can think about get further up the table. It seemed like it doesn't make sense to say Arsenal is fighting for survival, but Burnley just won today. So we can see West Brom and Sheffield probably will definitely go down, no matter what Big Sam does. The question is, Fulham has been on a decent run. Brighton is drawing a lot of games. The team around us are doing okay, but I think right now we're thinking trending up and not trending lateral or trending downwards. So it's a good thing for us. Look, the kids played decent today. I'm not going to say we played really well. I think Smith Rowe has solidified his place in the team, which is very important, because we're crying out for that number 10. Still not seeing that pass that split the defense, but he's not losing the ball. I don't think people realize, which is, I heard David Moyes said this about Ben Rama, which is the reason why he's not playing is he has to know when to pass when to beat a man, and how to hold the ball up. Because this is a Premier League, and when you lose it, it's hard to get it back, which is what we're seeing with Pepe. Pepe didn't even make the field today. And when you cost his price tag and you have his skill, he has to be on the bench, not pouting, but learning what he needs to do to get regular run of games. If you're William and these kids are playing like that, how do you get your place back? Now, hopefully, Arteta will see this and play based on form and not play based on reputation. That's the hope. Now, as Naomi is saying, Aubameyang didn't justify his place in the team today. I think Lacazette may feel hard done because he was benched today when he's a top goal scorer, and how do you do that? But at the end of the day, hopefully, this is a momentum continuous in terms of us going forward, us doing well, players getting confidence, Arteta feeling less pressure, and can operate with a little bit more flexibility. And when you're under pressure, you can't be your best. So if you're confident and you're doing well, you'll produce your best, and hopefully we'll do that going forward. But good win.
Yeah, Vincey, the most important thing about getting a result is that you get a result when you don't play well, and that you've got to dug it out. You've got to get your ugly head into the performance and really bring it home, even if you know you didn't play well, and the hard work is going to pay off if you get a result. We did that today.
Yeah, I think today it's a huge result because our history against Brighton, we haven't was it 1981? Neomis was saying we haven't beaten them. They did a double over us last season. We're away. We're not playing great football, and we side by side in the league. So to walk away from an away win today is huge. Now, let's keep it real. We did not move the ball well first half. We played poor. And if Brighton were... There's a reason why they are where they are in the league, and it showed in their confidence in front of goal, because their shooting was abysmal. If they had half a bit of composure, we seriously could have been punished in that first half.
Yeah, and I think you saw the deficiencies between our midfielders, Xhaka and Ceballos, because Xhaka and Elneny, because of that.
But this is what football's about. There's a game of two halves. We come out of the second half and we still continue with the foolishness, and then all of a sudden we click into gear. We start moving the ball around intelligently, and beautiful pass from Holding to Saka, turn. Saka's direct, positive, pings the ball inside. Lacazette scores. Before that, we had a continuation of play between Saka, Smith Rowe, that we looked threatening. So it shows that we can play a brand of football when our minds are switched on. First half we were poor. Second half we came out a little nervous, but we got into the game. And this is what I've been saying about fans. This is how we're going to be playing for a few weeks until this team totally gets confidence. Now, my concern is Arteta got away with one today by making that substitution with Lacazette and him scoring straight afterwards and getting a win. He's got to, as Bertram says, plays players who are on form and who are producing. It's really imperative because, especially as a young manager who's trying to build a new ethos within the team, he can't be picking favourites, especially with the team where we are in this situation. We have good, young, talented youngsters who are willing to fight for this club. Yeah. And I saw today, just in the second half, Smith Rowe, Saka, Tierney, even Bellerin, Gabriel, Mare. These guys were playing ball, fighting. Yeah. That's what we need. They're going to be at this club for quite a few more years to come. Yeah. And that's what Arteta's got to realise. So the next game, I hope Lacazette can start, because I don't want him to drop Smith Rowe. I don't want him to drop Martinelli, and I don't want him to stop Saka, because these guys are moving the ball well. It's intelligent football. Mm-hmm. And that's what's given us a chance today. We got away with one today. I'm really pleased. 3 points. Huge result. Huge result.
Yeah, Ebony, that's seven goals for Lacazette so far this season. We're still in the early parts of the season. Only 30% of the season has gone, and he scored 13 goals the season before that, 14 before that, 18 before that. He could, if he carries on this form, could be something special for him.
Yeah, I mean, today's goal, you could actually see the lift that it gives him. And anytime he scores a goal after a long period of not scoring, you can see the lift when he does. I mean, I didn't see the first half, but I trust you all when you said that, we were poor. And that's why I made that comment, are we now, be going back to being a second half team again as we were under Emery, because that's what it looked like. And I made a comment about consistency. I thought the second half we came out all guns blazing, and this is why I'm going to say it again. We need to stick with the kids, because the kids play with hunger, determination, urgency, and without fear. Okay, if we go back to and this is why I was actually quite surprised to see Aubameyang on the pitch today, simply because, look, I love Aubameyang, but he can't pass. Okay, and there's part of his game where he just can't, he just doesn't do what the kids do. And I don't know what it is, in training that they do, but, it's just not translating onto the pitch.
Right, hold on, Ebony. We've got Arteta here. Hold on.
For the boys and happy with the result.
Were you expecting your substitution to make such an instant impact? Lacazette scoring within about 20, 21 seconds?
You always hope, and Lacazette is in a really good moment. He's full of confidence now. He's playing well, and we know we could use him. We wanted to change the team in the second half and give some freshness, and I think the boys that they did come in, I think they did really well.
Mikel, what did you say to the team at half-time? Because they came out with so much purpose in the second half.
That was the word, exactly the word that we wanted, the actions that we were having with the ball, the spaces that we were attacking. We were not threatening certain areas that we had to do, and we did it straight away in the second half. And yeah, we look much more confident, re-energized, and we play forward basically much more than we did in the first half.
Has there been a lot of change behind the scenes in training over the last couple of weeks? There seems to be a very different energy about the team, particularly when they come out onto the pitch straight away.
Well, I think I said a few times, when you lose the amount of games that we did recently, to maintain the spirit high is a big challenge, and I think we have managed to do that. We have made some decisions, of course you have to. In these periods, we have some young kids that they are helping, but as well I must say that the senior players, they've been spot on to try to balance the energy and that frustration when you get defeats, it can be really damaging.
I'm not sure I agree with that. I think almost everything that you've had good in that team has resulted around the younger players.
Exactly.
Lacazette has been playing well for quite a while. We mentioned last week that Lacazette actually, this 3 games in a row, he's been putting in solid performances. Going back to the last game in the Europa League, the 2 games in the league he played before this, he was solid. So but as for the other veterans, who?
I mean, this is why I know people want to see Aubameyang. I know people possibly want to see Willian. I know people want to see David Luiz. And yes, I do agree that, you have to blend the youth and experience. However, it is as you keep saying, and as we keep seeing, is that it is the older players that have let us down time after time. And if we go back to that, we're going to go back to what we were prior to the Chelsea game. Just use this game and use the Chelsea game as a momentum to actually see that the kids are the ones who are pulling the strings. It's as simple as that. And in the second half, it was just that pass and move part. The way the ball was moved, it's like Brighton had no opportunity, they had no chance to breathe. And that's how you want your team to play. And that's how you want the consistency to move forward. So, if Aubameyang was dropped for the next game, I wouldn't be too disheartened about that, because he just doesn't cut it for me right now.
Okay, so guys, I'm going to go first on the player ratings. Leno, I'm going to go with 6. I think that he added some skills to his game today. Some nice knee foot. I wouldn't call it nice. It could have ended disastrous, but he made a couple of saves that they weren't that dangerous, if I'm going to be honest. One was low to the ground on the left-hand side of the bottom of the post, which I think he got down really well for. He doesn't get down on the floor as quick as Martinez does, but he's a decent shot stopper when he has to hit the floor. And I think that we saw that in that save today. The way he came round, he was so quick off his line. We got to give him credit for that, to come out and head the ball away from danger. And again, it wasn't the best header in the world, but he was there to make the play on that. So we have to give him credit for that as well. So I'm going to give him a 6 for that. Hector Bellerin, really mixed bag about Bellerin, because he wasn't very effective on the ball. But what he did is, by pushing up in space and making himself an extra body to be accounted for, I think that it really does help that right-hand side. And he's playing right behind Saka. So Saka's allowed to have that freedom with the support from Bellerin. I'm giving Bellerin a 6.5 today. And he just doesn't have the ball skills and the intelligence. Could you imagine if he had that? If he had the ability to dribble past the player, dummy a player. He always seems to cross the ball at the first time. He never dummies that cross and cuts it back on his other foot. He just doesn't have the ball skills. And he's such a limited player that way that that's the reason why I would say to sell him. But today I thought his positioning, getting above the field in progressive areas, I thought that he did well today. And that's all you could really ask from him as well. He looked a bit questionable on Brighton set pieces. Why is he marking Dan Burn? I mean, is that his decision or Arteta's decision, or whose decision is that? Whoever it is, it's these crucial mistakes that you've got to cover up. Rob Holding, I thought he did well in the last game. Last game, I gave him a 7. Today, I'm going to give him a 6.5. Dealt with his set pieces really well. Very good at defending high crosses. He even played the ball out the back well today. There was 3 passes that he played the ball out the back, which actually started Arsenal's attack. The goal actually came from him passing and finding Saka in the midfield. So, actually, you know what? I'm going to give Holding a 7. I'm going to give him a solid 7, same as the last game. Pablo Mari as well gets a solid 7 from me. Really, really looking as a solid option at centre-back. He's proven himself to replace Gabriel in that position on the left. And he's doing just what I thought he would do. He looks solid. He looks poised in his passing. He's got that kind of big body. Somebody mentioned he's like Mertesacker. He's not 6'6", but at 6'4.5", he's close. And I thought that his positioning today was exceptional. I really like what Pablo Mari did. I'm giving him a solid 7. Kieran Tierney, I didn't think he played well in the second half, but in the first half, I thought he was our best player. So I'm going to give him a 6.5. He influenced the game a lot in the first half, but in the second half, most of the things came from through the middle and on the right, and he didn't get as involved as he was. So I'm going to give him a 6.5. But he didn't make any errors, and he won the ball back countlessly as well. So I really liked what he was doing. Midfield, El Nene. I didn't think El Nene played well. I'm going to give him a 4. I thought that he gave the ball away 2 or 3 times in really, really bad positions. Don't know what he was doing. He just didn't look as that same player who had the poise in his passing today. A little bit disappointed. I'm a big El Nene fan. Didn't really like what he again brought to the table today. Xhaka was just that little bit better. I'll give Xhaka a 5. He didn't do anything noteworthy in progression of the ball to influence the game, but there was a few times I saw him shut off the passing lanes, intercept passes. It happened a couple of times, so you've got to give him credit for that. I thought he was average today, and he didn't impact the game, or he didn't cost us as he did towards the end of the first half when everything was just going through him. Emile Smith-Rowe, I'm going to give him a 7.5 today. He made Arsenal, everything Arsenal did well came through him. He was brave on the ball, brave running into space. Had Aubameyang found him with better passing, he could have done a lot more running into the box. The sky's the limit for this guy, and we're only just seeing the crux on the outline of what this guy can really do in an Arsenal team. But he caused Brighton so many problems running at the defense, and long may that continue. Up front, Saka, 8 out of 10 man of the match. Slow first half, but came into the game, you know, that determination, and he wants to run at defenders. Sorry, guys, with the coughing. Sorry about that. I have good days and I have bad days. His determination with the ball, taking on players, running at them, was countless in the second half, and he was the main reason why we got anything out of this game. In possession, he's fantastic. He's committed, guys, and the willingness to do the dirty work and scare Brighton is what he did again, just like he did at Chelsea. And he finds that ball. He looks up, he sees what's going on, and he finds Lacazette in space to give Lacazette a chance to put that ball away. Fantastic from the young kid. And he's my man of the match. Again, that's back-to-back man of the matches. Aubameyang today, I'm going to give him a 3. His quality on the ball is severely lacking. There were 2 or 3 times today where he could have found players with a quality ball to assist them. Other times where he just didn't do it. Yeah, he had on the time where he ran at the defense, got the ball from Smith Rowe, and he curled it wide right of the post. He had Smith Rowe running back in on the overlap in space with nobody around him, and he takes the greedy option and goes for the win. And he's way off. He doesn't even hit the target. How many times actually has he hit the target in the last few games where he's played? He just doesn't look for his teammates enough for me, and he really cost it. It looks bad on him, and I'm giving him a 3 today. He's got to do more on the ball, guys. He's got to do more in the final third. When you're being paid that much money, you've got to give your team a little bit more. Gabriel Martinelli, it wasn't his best game today. Yeah, I'm going to give him a 5. He looked a little bit off the pace, hardly touched the ball in the first half. Started the second half with intent, had that shot, which was wide. Just I think it was a half a foot off the crossbar, which could have been a lot better, but he just wasn't at his best today. And yeah, I'm going to give him a 5. Over to you, Neomis. You got the conch. Oh, sorry, Lacazette. I had to talk about Lacazette because I don't normally do the subs, but he scores. I'm going to give Lacazette a 7.5. Holds up the ball really well. Took his goal really well. If you look at the space he had to manage with, that there's a defender right in front of him, and the post, it was a really fine line finish. Remember Aaron Ramsey's winner against Hull in the FA Cup final where he had that fine line between the defender and the post, and he slips it right in there with minimal error of judgment from him. Really, really good finish. He took the touch on it as well. 7.5 for Lacazette. Neomis, you got the conch.
So, Leno, I'm going to give a 6.5. I thought overall he had a pretty decent game. I know one of the criticisms that he always gets is that he doesn't command his area. But in today's game, that there were some crosses that came in, and he came out and commanded his area pretty well. Had a couple of decent saves, and I thought he had a pretty overall a decent performance. Not many threats were really coming his way from Brighton, but I think everything that came his way he was able to deal with. Bellerin, I thought had a pretty good game, especially in the attacking part. Got up well, tried to create chances. Sometimes his final ball wasn't great, and I know that's one thing that we all kind of criticize Bellerin on. But overall, I thought he had a really good impact from the game. I'm going to give him a 6.5. Holden, I'm going to give a 6. I thought he had a pretty good game as well. I think he tried to create a lot of chances from that centre-back role, similar to how like David Luiz normally does. And I thought that he tried his best with that. Sometimes it didn't work, but a lot of times he was able to connect with Aubameyang or Saka to try to facilitate and start things going on. So just really good positive play from Holden. Mari, I thought was our best defender. I thought he was really good. I'm going to give him a 6.5. Another good solid performance. I think that he's going to continue to get better and better every single game. And with Gabriel being out, it's a perfect opportunity for him to show the manager and show everybody what he can do. So for me, Mari 6.5. Tierney, I'm also going to give a 6.5 as well. Like Apollo, I do agree that in the second half he did tail off, but in the first half I thought he was really good, really impactful, trying to create lots of chances, but just went missing a bit in the second half, and just got caught out on a lot of times there. El Nene, I'm going to give a 5. I thought he was okay overall. I thought he worked hard, but there was some moments whereby losing the ball just outside the box, just those are things you just can't do. And I don't think he was really helped because he's with Granit Xhaka next to him. I just think that those two in midfield are pretty much limited. And I don't think that there's much that you can really do. You're having to ask 2 midfield players to do lots of different things that they don't really excel at. So for me, I'm going to give him a 5. Like you, Paulo, I thought Xhaka was a little bit better, so I'm going to give him a 5.5 with that, and I'll leave it as that. Smith Rowe, I'm going to give a 7.5. I thought he was really, really good. I think he deserved an assist throughout this game. For me, he's just showing exactly what this side has needed. A number 10, somebody in midfield that could be creative. I was telling Bertrand earlier on in the stream that we just need 1 or 2 more midfielders like him, and that's our midfield sorted. I mean, he's so versatile, can play in central midfield, can drift out wide, plays a number 10, just really good player. Martinelli, I'm going to give a 6. I thought he had an okay game, but I think that is probably to do with the fact that Aubameyang was playing. For me, I think that we should have stuck with the same team that started against Chelsea. I think that's probably hampered a lot of the way how he's played, but I don't think he did really anything wrong for me to say he should get kind of less than a 6. Saka's my joint man of the match. I'm going to give him an 8.5. I thought his work rate, his energy, he was a driving force in almost everything that we were trying to create really was going through him. And he's just showing that, again, he's just been brilliant. So for me, he gets an 8.5. Aubameyang, he gets a 3. He was just terrible. He shouldn't have started the game. Offensively, never got the ball on target, well, except for, I think, that one chance that he had. Too many chances that he had whereby you just felt that he should have done more. And then off the ball, it just was just non-existent, just periodically deciding to track back when he wanted to, decided to press when he wanted to, and he was just never a part of the actual team. And for me, he shouldn't start. I think that until Arteta finds a system that can get the best out of him, he should not be starting, at least not at the moment. So for me, he gets a 3. And then Lacazette, my joint man of the match with an 8.5. I think first touch of the game. If it wasn't for him, we would have drawn this game, potentially even lost it. Scores a goal, gets us to 3 points. What more can you say? And I hope that he starts the next game against West Brom. I think he deserves it. He's shown that. And if Arteta is a man of his word, like, you have to play players who are performing well instead of playing just the big names. And if we do that, we will continue to get more points. We're approaching halfway in the season now. And if we win our next 3 games, that will be halfway in the season. That's 29 points. Then you start to see that the season might not all be over in the Premier League. So, yeah, that's it for me.
Yeah, let me go through a couple of the guys' scores here. Kuke's gone, Leno 6.5, Bellerin 6, Holding 7, Mari 7, good centre-back appearance there, Tierney 6, El Nene 4, Xhaka 4, Smith Rowe 7.5, Martinelli 4. I gave him a 5, so I can't really complain. Saka 8.5, Aubameyang 1, Lacazette 8. G has gone for Leno 5. He's going to cost us. Bellerin 6. Holding 6.5. Mari 7. Mari solid marks today for Mari. Tierney 6. El Nene 3. Xhaka 3. Smith Rowe 7. Martinelli 5. Saka 8. Aubameyang 0. Jesus Christ. Lacazette
he
8.
deserves it. Oh, he's the captain of our club and he's performing like that.
Cricket ball. Leno 7, Bellerin 6.5, Holding 7, Mari 7, Tierney 6.5, El Nene 4, Xhaka 5.5, Smith Rowe 8, Martinelli 5.5, Saka 8.5 man of the match. Aubameyang 4. Lacazette 7.5. Facebook user, I need to take a look and see who this is. This is Kez. What's going on, Kez? Kez has gone Leno 6.5. That knee up business, though. I hear you. Tierney 6.5. Bellerin 7. Bellerin 7. That's a good mark for Bellerin. Holding 6.5. Mari 7.5. Everyone's bigging up Mari today. El Nene 4. Xhaka 6. Smith Rowe 7.5. Saka 8.5. Aubameyang 4. Martinelli 6. Bertram, you got the conch.
So I don't think when we have won a game and have a clean sheet, even though I think we were lucky today, that anyone deserves a 3, or frankly, the way we played, anyone deserves a 9, frankly. I did think it was an interesting game. It was a tactical game. We played similar, which both teams high-pressed and then went back and fell back really, really deep. I don't think anybody was really bad, like atrocious, but I'm not sure anyone was really, really good either. And maybe you can point out Saka and Smith Rowe on our team as a little bit of differentiators, but we weren't great and they weren't great. So my grades reflect what I see in the game, which is I don't think I can give any defender a 4 because we got a clean sheet, no matter how we got a clean sheet. Even though I would say during the game, if you look at some of the chances that Brighton got, we weren't coordinating in the defense. The 2 center halves at one point, when the player went through the middle, both were all attacking the ball while Tierney was out there. The middle was wide open, and Bellerin came back and put it out of bounds. But Bellerin and then they were the ones tracking when I should have had a center half in the middle. So we made clear mistakes, which the center halves are not being blamed for, which are very obvious to me. It wasn't only Nenny who made a couple of mistakes. It may not be apparent by giving away a ball, but your positioning is just as bad if you have bad positioning. So I gave Bellerin a 6. I thought he played okay. I thought he played well enough, given the nature of the game. I gave Holding a 6. I gave Mari a 6.5. And I gave Tierney a 6.5. I don't think Tierney's second half was great, frankly. He was better in the first half when we were playing really lousy. I gave Elneny a 5. I gave Xhaka a 5. I think it was just one of those games where, you know what, you're doing your job, and then he made a couple of bad mistakes in bad positions. But I thought overall his game was okay. It wasn't a great game. He wasn't splitting defenses. Everybody was playing it safe. I gave Smith Rowe a 7 or a 7.5. And the reason I like Smith Rowe is that he's playing in the 10 position, but what he's doing really well, apart from finding players, he's not losing the ball, which is something Pepe needs to go sit down and watch. He's not making turnovers. He knows when to go forward. He knows when to slow it down and play it back. He has to be a little more cutting edge sometimes. I thought his last 2 games he's played really, really well. Martinelli had a tough game. I'm not sure what happened today. He wasn't getting enough of the ball. He wasn't really seeing the ball. Not that he was turning the ball over. It's just the ball wasn't finding him. And maybe we should give Brighton credit for that versus blaming our team or blaming our midfielders for not finding him. So I gave him a 5 because he really wasn't in the game. I gave Aubameyang. I find Aubameyang a tough player to grade because we know what he does well, and we know what's not in his repertoire. He's not a good passer. He's not a good hold-up player. He's a goal scorer.
He had a chance today, Bertram.
No, but if he doesn't score a goal, he doesn't get good grades. I'm not sure people realize this. If he doesn't score a goal, he really gets good grades. Now, a couple of games he'll make a couple of good crosses, but he made a cross today that I think Neomis was holding his head about, which was he was clear on the left. You don't have a left foot. Cut it back on your right foot and put it in the box. Don't try something you don't have in your repertoire. So, look, he's been tough for him, and I guess he probably feels the pressure. Now, watching the game we played last against Chelsea and how well we played, now I hear people calling for him to be benched. That's not going to happen. So take that out of your mind. He's not getting benched. He's going to play on the left. We'll probably bench Martinelli the next game with the excuse that he just came back from injury. He's played 2 games, so, we got to manage him really well. Trust me, that's exactly what's going to happen. He's going to play Laka next game. Because Laka is proving he has 5 goals in 13 games in the Premier League. He has 7 overall in 16 games. And his hold-up play has been exceptional the last couple of games. He's showing that he should be on the field. We have knocked him all season because he wasn't really producing. Nketiah is now behind him. He should be playing. And Aubameyang hasn't shown down the middle. And he's played down the middle about 3 or 4 times this year. And he deserves to play down the middle. But he's going to play him on the left. My question is, when Gabriel comes back after the next game, does Mari start? Does Gabriel start? So I gave Saka an 8. He didn't have the greatest game. He played well second half, really, really well. First half he was a 5 first half, just like everybody else. In second half, we really picked it up. Not sure what the manager did at halftime. So I gave the manager a 7. I think he should have started Laka, frankly. But I understand why he didn't start Laka. And half the look, fans can't have it both ways, right? You can't say he's our best player and he shouldn't play. When we lose and if he doesn't play, the manager get cursed just like Ozil. We see that with Ozil all the time. When he plays, half the time he's atrocious. And when he doesn't play, he's the next coming of Maradona. So that's really tough for a manager to deal with. So look, we won. That's the most important thing. We had the result. The team didn't have a great game because I thought Brighton missed some really good opportunities. We had a couple and we scored. So more power to us. Good win. 6 points from the last 2.
Yeah, massive result for us. Vincey, you got the conch, my brother.
It's interesting hearing the ratings from the panel thus far. It's today was a must-win game, considering where we were in the league. I give Leonard a 7. The reason why I give him a 7 because after a shaky start of him just doing foolishness, he commanded his box. And I'm not going to hate on the player just because, you know, I preferred Martinez as a goalkeeper, but he commanded his box. Our defence in front of him were shaky and midfield were shaky, but he commanded his box afterwards. So I give Leno a 7. I also give Bellerin a 7 because he, in attack, he showed up in attack. And he also showed up in defence as well. I mean, he's in midfield. I mean, he wasn't one of his outstanding performances from assists, but he took the game in that first half in intervals where we needed to because of our attacking play was just inept. Holding, I also give a 7. Great ball to Saka for the goal, but he also played well. He didn't make too many mistakes. I know Bertram alluded to the fact of our central defence not communicating to a lot of the attacks that Brighton had in the first half, but also Brighton used the ball well, and in those situations, because of our lack of midfield in front of us, that put our 2 centre backs under pressure. So I'm not going to penalise Holding for that. I give him a 7. Mari again. 7.5, accomplished. He was the leader for me on the pitch, who was marshalling the defense and a stalwart. What he lacks in pace, IQ up here, and he settled the team through that first half to give us that platform to come out second half and play our football. So 7.5 for Mari. Tierney, I didn't think he had a bad game. You know, first half, from what I saw, he was probably one of our attacking. He gave good balance to the midfield and attack. And unfortunately, again, I think due to the space that was not created with our attacking play, put to waste a lot of what Tierney was doing in that first half. Second half, yes, he wasn't as forward as much as in the first, but when he did, he still played well. He still used the ball intelligently, so I can't fault him for that. Man like El Nene, you know, he's had a rebirth this season, but today I gave him a 4 because I don't know what he was doing. He reminded me of the El Nene under Wenger, and that was concerning for me. So he got a 4. Xhaka, I give him a 5. You know, he had a nice free kick, went over the bar, but nothing outstanding. But again, a lot of the problems we had in the first half was because of our midfield lack of presence and lack of pressing, which invited Brighton through our team. They were cutting us open. Yeah. You know what I mean? It was painful.
That was because Xhaka and El Nene, they were running right through him.
Yeah, so it's pain. It was painful.
No, but you guys are missing the game though. If you press your front four forward and you beat that press, you're exposed. No matter how much then you have 6 playing against 7, right? If they break your first front four when we really press hard and they get ball behind it, you're backing up. You have only 2 midfielders now to play all those offensive players. They're gonna look like, and they're not the most athletic midfield.
Yeah, but that's the reason why you play your gaps as a holding midfielder, Bertram. That is the sole reason. If Thomas Partey was in there today, you wouldn't have seen that. You wouldn't have seen that.
And the thing is, when they are not pressing and they expose, they get compromised, then the pressure is on our defense, and then you're going to blame the defense for not tracking a man who's running when they're already under pressure because the midfielder doing foolishness in front of them. So, you know, everyone has their view on the game, but for me, yeah, Xhaka had a better game in midfield than El Nene, but I expect better from both of them. I gave Smith Rowe an 8, and the reason why I give him an 8 is because in the first half, a lot of our play did not come to fruition, not because of him, okay, but because of who was leading the line, okay. And this is what we've got to understand: is our forward play was stagnated because people were not running into space. So Smith Rowe, a youngster, using the ball intelligently, playing in the 10. People turn around and say, okay, football right now, we don't need number 10. We got a youngster who's playing in that role, who's got the IQ, knows how to move the ball. He moved the ball well against Chelsea, and he was prepared to do it again today. You know, tied legs, he made a substitution. He got an 8 for me today. Martinelli, I give him a 6. And the reason why I give him a 6 is, again, because of the cohesive play that was broken down. Not because of him, because he was doing well, making good decisions first half, but because he was leading the line. And come second half, you saw the change when we started to get into the game, starting taking the game to Brighton. Martinelli, Smith Rowe were central in those play. So Martinelli gets a 6, faded towards the end, but hopefully he can. Me personally, he needs to play, because you can't treat these youngsters like give them 1-2 games and bench them and bring all these veterans and they're doing foolishness for 60-70% of the season. Our youngsters are keeping us moving forward right now. Saka, my man of the match, I give him an 8.5. Reason why? First half again, he was Smith Rowe, Martinelli, and Saka. Those guys had the IQ to be moving the ball. Yeah. Again, who was leading the line, held them back. Second half, Saka just opened it up. He really just opened it up. You know, he was turning players. He had even before his the goal for the assist, he had a chance where he was getting behind players, and yeah, he didn't make the right option, but he was making the Brighton defenders challenge him and tackle him in the position. 8.5 man of the match. We've got a starlet there. As for our captain, contrary to what Bertram says, okay, the manager's role is to manage the team. He's to pick players, okay, on form that's going to contribute and allow the team to play cohesive football. Based on what we played in Chelsea against Chelsea, okay, to drop Lacazette and start Aubameyang, and Aubameyang to play like that in the first half, okay, he gets a 2. He gets a 2. The reason why? Because he was the reason that stopped us in our attacking play having better opportunities in the first half. Second half for Aubameyang, he had 1 shot and goal. Yes, he had a few sprints back, but other than that, non-existent. He's a captain, okay? He's a prolific goal scorer. But as you say, Bertram, if he doesn't score, his grades are poor. And 2 is probably the best that I can give him today, because in that first half, here was the reason why we looked like paint drying. I ain't holding back, captain or not. I'm keep it real. On to Lacazette. Well, we got saved today. Arteta got saved because Lacazette, he's playing for a contract. Yeah, he had a great game against Chelsea, came off on the bench, linked up well with Saka for the goal, and I noticed his strike. He didn't rush it. He controlled the ball and placed that ball in the corner of the goal. Now, listen, this is a man who's showing confidence, okay? And if you're a manager and you're seeing this confidence week in, week out, and it's 7 goals that this guy is scoring, yeah, and you're going to treat him off the bench, now you got to come correct next game, because Lacazette needs to be starting, and Aubameyang, whether he scored 50 goals last season, whether he's captain, needs to be on the bench because he's not producing and he's not helping out the team. Lacazette was running down mans, yeah, for the duration of the game, putting his body about, using the ball intelligently. That's what you want. 7.5 for Lacazette. And as for Arteta, I give him a 7. He got out of jail today. It's a tough game away at Brighton. Tough game. And made that substitution, brought Lacazette, scored straight away, and we walk away with a win. 3 points, huge result. I'm proud of the youngsters.
Yeah.
I'm proud of them. Really, I'm proud of them today.
Yeah, so much so. I'm really proud of them. Ebony, what's your grades? You got the conch, girl.
Okay, I'm going to go by from what I saw second half. Leno, I give him a 6.5. I was actually quite surprised that he, A, commanded his box, B, he was actually catching balls, and as opposed to punching. And number 3, the fact that he actually got on the ground for the first time ever to actually save balls as well. I'm actually quite impressed. I'm not saying he's better than Martinez, because he ain't, but he did well. So I'm going to give him a 6.5. Bellerin, there were times when he was on the right-hand side, he was a bit lackadaisical, giving the ball away. But he did actually redeem himself when he went forward. So I'll give him a 6. Holding and Mari, I'll give them 7s because they're a great pairing. They're a great pair in the center of the defense. I thought Mari was slightly better, so I'm going to give him 7.5. Holding, yeah, I mean he did somewhat well, considering that Brighton could have actually scored in the second half. And especially early in the second half as well, where that they were scrambling to get the ball away. So I'll give Holding a 7 and Mari 7.5. Tierney, from what I saw in the second half, I didn't see him in the first half. I thought he played okay. He got those crosses in. I'll give him a 6. El Neni, didn't really notice that he was on the pitch, to be quite honest with you. I don't know whether he's got reverted back to his old self again. So I'll give him a 5. Xhaka, he gets a 5.5. I didn't really notice him that much, to be honest. So he gets a standard 5. Smith Rowe, this is why today he showed why he needs to be on the pitch. If you have a creative player, and I don't care how old he is, I don't care if he's 20. At the end of the day, this creative midfielder is showing why he needs to be on the pitch, and this is something that maybe Özil has lacked in recent times. I don't know. I'm not going to go back. I'm not going to go over Özil, but today he showed urgency. He showed creativity. He showed that he can pass. I give him an 8. Martinelli, from what I saw, for me, there's parts of his game where he's showing like he's playing, where he's still got that injury. I don't know. But
that's I would totally agree with that 100%.
Yeah. I mean, the way he was running and stuff, and you can understand why he was subbed. I know some fans wanted to maybe have him stay on the pitch, but you have to bear in mind that he's come off the back of a very long injury. So I give him a 6. Saka, man of the match, slightly ahead of Smith Rowe. I give him an 8.5. Again, another reason why he needs to be on that right hand. He should be starting up front. I mean that pass that he gave to, or the assist that he gave to Lacazette to score. It was amazing. And, you know, he's another player like Smith Rowe that shows urgency, hunger, determination, and has an eye for a pass. I give him an 8.5. Aubameyang, 0. Sorry. No, sorry. He gets a 0. He can't. Listen, if he's in the right position and he's given the opportunity, he will score. But the problem with Aubameyang is that he can't pass. I think Apollo, you said that he doesn't look up and see a player that he can pass to if he's in an awkward position. And there's been many times where he's tried to score that wonder goal, and it's like, just pass the ball to somebody who's in a better position than you are. I just think that I don't know what goes on in training, and this is why. If he gets dropped against our next game, which I believe is Wolves.
No, the next game is
West Bromwich Albion. Yeah. If he gets dropped for WBA, I wouldn't be upset because he needs to learn how to pass. He needs to learn how to look up. He needs to be more involved. He needs to work on his off the ball game. And for me, I mean, I love him dearly. He's one of my best players. He's one of my favorite players. But unfortunately, I'm sorry, today's game, he just went missing. 0.
He looked desperate out there because I've seen him before pass the ball to open players, but today he looked frustrated. He looked like what the Chelsea game did to him. You saw him on the sideline as the goals were flooding in. And he was like, you know, I'm supposed to be the talisman of this team. I'm the captain. I'm the leading goal scorer. I'm the most high-paid player on the team. And he weren't a part of that. And when I saw him today, he didn't want to do the dirty work, like run back. I mean, sometimes he was closing, but it wasn't consistent into the midfield. And he just didn't look interested. When it wasn't going his way, he wasn't interested. When the ball looked like it was coming his way and he can score, he didn't think about anybody else. He just focused on himself. And
yeah, I mean, you brought up a couple of good points. You know, at the end of the day, you know, if you're looking disinterested, get off the pitch. You know, if you're not you have to learn, even as a captain and as somebody who likes to score, as somebody and I get that. I get the greediness in strikers sometimes. But if a player is in a better position than you need to pass the ball. Okay, you can get an assist for that. Fine. There's nothing wrong with getting an assist. There's nothing wrong with that. You will still be applauded if you actually make an assist. But for our captain to not have any involvement, even off the ball, I'm sorry. No, he gets a 0. Lacazette, he came on. I always like his hold-up play. He scored a goal, brilliant goal, assisted by Saka. For that, I'd give him a 7.
Excellent. So, guys,
here's what's interesting about our team. So we have William, Aubameyang, Ozil, and Pepe. Between those 4, they probably make about £50 million a year, somewhere in that region. We can't afford that. You can't afford, when we don't have Man City's money, to have 4 players who are basically not producing at any one point in time, making so much money. That's ludicrous. So that shows you our recruiting, our decision making is not. And that's with William, by the way, Apollo, not on 220, on 110.
Yeah. It's the money, the 14 million.
His annualized is 220, right? So if you annualize the number, he makes about what?
It's 100. It's 100K per week on the books officially.
But I say you got to annualize the number.
And just to add on what you said there, Bertram, and even though you can't have them financially not performing, you can't have them, so many of them in the team not performing, because it affects the team. And this is what we're talking about. It's it's not a slant to have Aubameyang on the bench because we have options coming on, but you can't start the game in a back foot by having somebody who's not going to work at the front. It makes it harder.
But basically, it gets worse. It gets worse because Smith Rowe, Martinelli, Saka, those are some of our lowest paid players. Holding, they're some of our lowest paid players. I know Saka renegotiates his contracts, so we made it now. They're still some of our lowest paid players. I think Renarson makes more than Holding.
That's why you pay the kids, because if the kids have got talent, they're hungry, they're playing for future. That's the future. You're rebuilding. You've got to have faith in them.
And they're so young. I mean, Smith Rowe just turned 20 in July.
They are young, right? Martinelli's 19, Smith Rowe is 20, Saka is 19.
Just 19, yeah. And Saka was making $3,000 a week, and they times it by 10, so he's on $30,000 a week now.
He's probably the lowest paid. Isn't he the lowest paid in the squad?
No, at the moment, no, it's Smith Rowe, yes, professionally, because Smith Rowe is on $3,000 a week, so Smith Rowe's still on that academy money. Maitland-Niles is on $25,000. There's a lot of guys not being paid, but Smith Rowe is the lowest paid.
I think Smith Rowe is on $20,000 a week or something like that.
Because he hasn't signed the pro contract yet in terms of moving him to an extension. They've signed him
for the same money. Yeah. I'm looking at something now that says he would have the same money.
I think this highlights the problem with Arsenal, and this is what I've been saying. You bring Arteta in, okay, on a premise that he's going to take the club forward and bring a new identity, but we have these senior players on such ridiculous contracts, and Arteta cannot manage the team. The key thing we're talking about, we're not taking away what he has to do. He has to manage the team with a formation for it to be productive, and that's my biggest shock in what I've seen this season. Is like he's gone backwards with all of what we've said. He's got these youngsters sitting down there, and it's like he's drip feeding some of these guys into the team, and it's for me it's concerning. I'm glad the last two weeks, 2 games we've shown that we have the capability of turning the corner. The key thing is he going to be consistent with it and also integrate some of the other youngsters like Ainsley Maitland-Niles, because this guy, he needs to also get some game time. This guy is a baller.
Yeah, that's true. And we're not even talking about Nelson. Reece Nelson's on $15,000 a week. So we're not even really talking about Reece Nelson yet. There's space for him. The manager knows that. He hasn't really put him on the bench. He's not even on the bench. So these fixtures are going to pile up. Neomis.
Everything that Vincey has been saying has been exactly what I've been talking about for such a long time. Like, when it comes to our recruitment and scouting, we have done a terrible job with it. We've got the lowest paid players in our squad performing the best, and the highest paid players in the squad performing the worst. Like, I don't even know how you turn that around. Like, because there's no way that what do you do? Because Lacazette, like Vincey talked about, he's playing for a new contract. Like, how can you give Lacazette a new contract when we're right here running? Like, we have to be very careful on the amount that we're playing. I think Lacazette now is on like 180 grand, 200 grand a week.
Yeah, that's right. But guys, let's remember Martinelli signed a 90 grand a week contract a couple of months ago. So yeah, Martinelli's getting paid, bro.
But when does it kick in? When does it kick in? That's the question.
It's not incremental like Gabriel, so he's making that money now.
I think the thing you've got to keep in mind with Lacazette, because we didn't send him,
he's on about 100.
Yeah, it's on
90 something a week.
Yeah. It's 100 euros, but 90.
Yeah, 100 euros. Yep.
Yeah, because we didn't sell Lacazette this year to reinvest in the club. Okay, I think he's got about a year and some on his contract left.
Next summer he's got 1 year left.
Yeah, we've got to make a decision. Hence why it's like ironic that Lacazette is performing now, because he's now going to throw the cat amongst the pigeons at next summer. What is Arsenal as a club going to do when they have Nketiah, they have Martinelli fit, and they also have Balogun?
Yeah.
And they've got Aubameyang. So this is what I'm saying.
Balogun won't be here next summer.
He's not budging. The worst contract that we signed was Alex Runarsson to 40 grand a week. I mean, He ain't even worth.
Torres are the worst contract we signed.
He ain't even worth $5,000 a week. How are we paying that kid 40K a week?
Don't just don't do it, man.
Utter
You know
fingers.
what was Mason?
You know, not about the kid, but you know the kid is actually beyond bad. I mean,
He's a novice. He's a novice.
No, I'm not.
It's
Really bad. I mean, if you watch him play, you're sitting there thinking, did we just watch him on YouTube and saw his highlights when he made saves? Because nobody could have watched him play a whole game and decide to sign him. Like, there's no way you do that. It got to be his best highlights. Like, he made a great save against Jesus. That has to be the highlights we saw. Because if you watch him totally play, because I watched him in Europa League game and this game, there's no way I play him again. I would have no trust in him at all.
Who's gonna take him though? $40,000 a week. He's unmovable.
No, we're good at that. Apollo, we have Ozil at $350 a week. We're good at that. We know how to put people in retirement, let them feel good, get a good apartment, get a good, buy. No, we're good at that. We are really good.
The thing is, though, if Leno gets injured, we're screwed.
Oh my God! Don't say it.
No, we'll call Martinez and said, "We're sorry. Please come back to us. You can be number one now."
Can I ask a question?
We're
talking about.
I'll start using Macy.
No, Macy's contract run. Macy's contract runs out next summer. When Runason was brought in, Macy turned around and told the team that he's not gonna sign because that should be Macy's job.
Fair enough.
Macy worse than Runason. There's no way.
I agree.
No
and
way.
Macy guys has been with us from a toddler.
Wow.
So,
and that's what I'm saying. You have this is my saying. When we have good young players at Arsenal Football Club, we're supposed to be in Arsenal DNA, blood those players through. And I'm looking and seeing what are we doing? How far are we moving away from our values where you're having players like that and you're just being overlooked? Just being overlooked. Is Macy really that crap?
And that's why Balogun's going. You've got Nketiah in front of him. You've got Lacazette in front of him. Martinelli and Aubameyang in front of Balogun. So he's got 4 strikers ahead of him. Would you re-sign for Arsenal? Because you ain't going to play. Even now, we're talking about Balogun. He's never started a game for Arsenal.
Do you know what the thing with Balogun? Yeah, I would re-sign with Arsenal, but what Balogun has to do, if he scores more goals in the reserves, Arsenal then won't have to give Lacazette a new contract, even if he doesn't start, because the thing is, he has to, at his level, he has to be banging it in.
Vincey,
when I say banging it in, he has to.
It makes no sense him signing for us now.
No.
In the summer maybe, but not now.
Yeah, Vincey, that's not going to work because it's not really worked for Nketiah. Nketiah bangs it in everywhere. Everywhere.
But stopping it. Look at his age. Stop and look at where the club is going right now. If we re-sign Lacazette and we have just given Aubameyang this contract, okay, just stop and think. The youngsters who are just sitting down there rotting. We can't continue. We can't offer Lacazette a contract if Balogun is banging it in the reserve.
I agree. And he looks like he can hold the ball up as well. With his body, he looks like he can hold the ball up in the box. I love that from Balogun.
And that's what Vincey, if you're Balogun, it makes no sense for you to sign.
It does.
No, Vincey, you have 7 months left in your contract. If you wait until the summer, you dictate the terms of the next agreement. You get a sign-on bonus. There makes no sense signing now for Balogun. And maybe because of injury, you insure yourself.
I mean, I spoke to Colin about this last week. Colin said he can make up to 40-50 grand a week.
Yeah,
Arsenal are not going to pay him that.
No, they're not.
But for me, Balogun, if he's going to go, the best thing he needs to be doing is banging it in the reserves. Because even if he goes, he can get more money. The key thing is bang the ball, bang goals in, okay, and then let everything else do the business. If you want to stay at Arsenal, if you're banging in the goals, they will not give a Lacazette a new contract because you're banging the ball in. That's the key thing is. Because he's a young guy at Arsenal. Youngsters coming through, if you're at a club at Arsenal, okay, that's what we are supposed to do. If you're not banging in, okay, if you're playing like Pepe with all that ability and not putting it into action, of course they're not going to give you a contract.
Yeah, the Pepe and Saka thing shows Arsenal don't buy stars, we make them, and that's always been the forte under Wenger. And I don't know, guys. Look, we're in a transition. So much things are happening, and I will hold them to account for Willian. But with all the players that we've mentioned, remember Arteta and Edu didn't really bring them in. Yes, they did with Willian. They made a mistake there, but they really still haven't had the chance to build on their team. Gabriel and Partey are two fantastic players. None of them was on the field today. The prospect of them getting another transfer window, spending more money, shipping out players and molding that team, we need to be patient. I left a message on the forum today talking about we knew it was a work in progress. We knew it was patient. And when things went wrong, who was the first ones to lose their rag? It was us, the fans. We knew it was a work in progress. We knew we have to have patience. And as soon as the losses started coming, we threw it all out the window. So, you know,
I don't think you can fault the fans. Okay, reacting the way that our manager has.
Oh no, you can't.
can't.
And that's why the COVID situation has really saved the team, because there's no banners, there's no airplanes with signs saying "Sack Arteta." All of that is this. It's not there. It's not in the media eye. So I think that's really helped them. They've got this plan. Me and Bertrand were talking about it previously before, and I said the board has got this 3-year plan. They are going to go high hell and water to try and make this thing happen, so they can see where they are. We know it's taken Jurgen Klopp years to build that team. Pep, it took money. Jurgen Klopp did it the hard way. Arteta and Edu, they're going to need 4, 5, 6 transfer windows. It's just how the game is. It's just how the game is.
But they can't be batting 33% though, Paulo.
I agree.
They can't be batting 33% because that's going to be a problem.
Yeah, I agree.
If we have players, if we bring in a Gabriel, we can't bring a Renarson in. You can't do that. I mean, it's crazy that you buy that player. It then begs, and we bought Saliba, but it wasn't their fault. But Saliba hasn't worked out. At least they're saying he hasn't worked out today. And he was supposed to be the next Gabriel. He was supposed to be the Gabriel that we bought.
Yeah. For the board, there's been some bad decisions, and we've all talked about them in previous videos. But the bottom line is the board have a plan, and they have to see it through incrementally, because that's the game. That's how it's played. That's how successful teams, build successful franchises. And you just can't. These guys have been here a year, and already the fans want it thrown out the door. It ain't gonna happen. It's the owners.
Well, I am happy for Arteta. I am happy for Arteta.
Yeah, me too.
We don't want another manager change, and we're going through all this. We're challenged again, and we have this. We don't have a settled structure at the top where decisions be made, and we're comfortable, and we can see progress. That's what we're looking for.
Yeah.
No one wants to fire the manager or fire Edu or blame the Kroenkes for us not doing well. What we want is stability. What we want is progress. We have been. It's now 4 years we won't be in the Champions League, right? And next year probably going to be 5 because I don't see us getting there. But if we can get Partey back fit, Aubameyang firing, even though I will admit that I've said this numerous times that his game is limited. That's part of his problem. If we get the kids playing well, our midfield still we need a boss in the midfield apart from Partey.
Yeah,
not a boss in the midfield. We need that.
And I think that guy's Emi Buendia. I think he will be the. I think he will be the engine, and he'll be the inspiration for someone like Smith Rowe as well. It's very difficult if Smith Rowe keeps playing the way he's playing now, it's going to make it very difficult for even any creative player to come in. Because again, do you want to stop that? Just like Pepe was holding Saka back. Do you want to stop that growth from the young player by spending all that money on bringing somebody else in and holding your special player back? That's the question now. And I like the fact that I'm not Edu and Arteta and I don't have to make that call. But I would still bring Buendia in because it's got nothing to do about Smith Rowe. If you look at the top teams, they're too deep. They have 2 players at every position that you take out their starting lineup and you put the second guys in, especially Liverpool, especially Man City. If we're aspiring to be a top 4 team and challenge for the title, then we are going to need a deep team. So for me, we have to go in and get those players.
But I think if we have Partey back, then you can rotate Xhaka and Elneny and still keep Smith Rowe playing in a 10 position. I think we'll be in a good place because right now we see, at least up top, we're not debating if Aubameyang should play, which would never come up in conversation previously, right? Because we're encouraged by the kids' progress. So if we can get Partey back, that would really help us in terms of how we progress the team.
Yeah, I think for me, there's a confusion off the field with what direction Arsenal football are going, and for me, that was showing in what they did in the transfer window in the summer. Because you know the player you're referring to, Apollo. If you're going to say Arsenal should be going for him 6 months into the season, then there was no reason Arsenal should have purchased Willian. Absolutely no reason, because this is what I'm saying. It's showing the foresight, whether it's a Edu purchase or not. You're rebuilding. You must know what you have as youngsters coming through, and you must know at some stage when you're going to bring them through. So, because you have a Pepe, and because you've now gone out and bought a Willian, and you still have Ozil, you still have a Torreira. What happens with the youngsters? This is where I'm saying, off the field, we are confused in the direction of where the club is supposed to go and what the manager should be doing. And that's what, for me, has impacted what Arteta's done as a manager this season. But I just wanted to say there's a comment from Cricket Ball at 8:30, which probably explains why Lacazette wasn't starting today. I don't know if you can see that. Yeah, if you read it out, Apollo, go for it.
Yeah, Charles Watts on Twitter said, on Lacazette today, he had a sore back and could not start, but he came on and won the game. It was a brilliant goal.
So are we saying that Abba would have gotten benched? I still don't see it.
Well, I'm saying, if he's got a sore back, that explains why he didn't start, and he's gone for Aubameyang. And if that's what it is, you know, I can't fault Arteta for that.
That guy better quickly, though.
Yeah. And kudos for bringing him on, even with a sore back, because we needed him. So, yeah, fair play.
All right, guys, I'm going to shut it down. I'm going to go around the clock so you guys can get your final thoughts on it before we shut it down. Neomis, happy with today?
Yep, I'm happy with today. Again, I just think that it just comes down to consistency. If we play the same starting 11 like what we did against Chelsea, the players that really had the impact, then there's no reason why we can't turn over, was it West Brom on Saturday? And that's really what it comes down to. You know, like West Brom, they just got absolutely slapped. And there's no reason why we can't come and slap them on Saturday. So let's just keep doing what we're doing and we should get the win on Saturday.
Excellent. I just checked the PayPal and thank you very much for that contribution. Much appreciated, my brother. Bertram, final thoughts.
Look, the result is what matters in today's environment, right? And we won. We're now on 20 points. So that what I call that magical 20 at this time of the season. Hopefully, we will continue to make progress. We'll play this team can play every game. So the games are coming thick and fast. At the same time, I think the kids are young. They have energy. They have stamina. So let's try to give them the experience and let's give them the time on the field so they can actually show us what they're made of, because I'm very impressed with Smith Rowe. I'm very impressed with Saka. We know what Martinelli can do. We've seen him do it for the last year and a half. I think Lacazette give us the best option up front, which means Abba will be on the bench. It's not going to happen. It's not how Arteta operates. But hopefully, he will convince Aubameyang that rest is good for him, especially since he's coming back from an injury more recently. But we do still need Partey to come back. We need another dominant midfielder to join him. But I'm encouraged by and Gabriel hasn't played, so what will happen when Gabriel comes back? Does Mari go back to the bench? We've been trying to see what Arteta does. Yeah. And I think AMN should get a game. Bellerin can take a rest for the next game. But Arteta seems to want to go with what's tried and tested. That's how he operates. That's why he plays the experienced player. And we see how Foden is treating that Man City, which is if you're very, very young, you may not get in the game. You may not get into the team, unless you're Sterling, frankly. So let's hope we bring that momentum over to WBA and hopefully get a victory on this weekend.
Yeah, I think the David Luiz situation is the same as the Maitland-Niles. When you play three at the back, you accommodate those two players. It was three at the back that started this whole revolution against Southampton. And we had 2 games back-to-back there. And now we've had 2 games back-to-back and a 4 at the back. This is the thing that wasn't working before, and it seems like Arteta's found a combination of young players in that three behind the striker. That's a pivotal role.
That's a Smith Rowe role, right? So if Smith Rowe is not playing, he's going to go with the back. Smith Rowe playing, he's going to play four at the back.
Right, he's got them young legs. He's got Saka, Martinelli, and Smith Rowe, the three behind the anchor man, and they seem to be making this thing happen. And it's really strange because, you know, this is the system that he's tried to shoehorn in there for months, and it just has never worked. So I'm kind of glad that he's gone back to that, because you can never really be who you want to be with your identity and your philosophies unless you play that four at the back. And I know we haven't really talked about it much, but that three at the back of the two games that got us going and built up the motivation, now he's gone back to a four at the back. Let's see how he builds that up at the moment now. Vincey?
I think what the last two games have shown us is that this squad is good enough. It's good enough to play decent football once you select the right players and give them confidence. Arteta's job isn't as hard as we make it out to be. Arteta can make the job even harder by not realizing players who are not on form. And I'm just so pleased to see the youngsters showing us as fans what we have in store in the future. And I just hope they have more opportunities in this transition year to show us that our future is going to be bright. And the sooner they get on, and the sooner they have game time, is the sooner we get back up to the position in the leagues, challenge for the title and cups, and scoring 5 and 6 the way us fans want us to enjoy the games, because our youngsters can give that to us. I'm a firm believer of that.
So Ebony, we are 6 points behind Southampton, Man City, Tottenham, and Chelsea and Villa, all teams who are having decent seasons. We're not doing too bad at the moment, are we?
Well, not now, because we've won 2 games on the bounce, but, you know, consistency is a must. I know West Bromwich Albion can be a difficult side to play, so therefore it is up to the manager to select the right players and select the right tactics. And if he keeps on doing that from here on in, then I think, you know, we could be laughing at at 15th place and being in a relegation battle at the end of the season. So, you know, if he wants to not have that headache, I mean, yes, he has to the same team can't play all the time. That's understandable because of lethargy and all of that. But at the same time, you know, he has players at his disposal that can actually carry the team forward. But he needs to select the right tactics and select the right team in order to carry out those tactics.
I'll say one thing, guys. I know we all say play the youngsters, but I was thinking across the PL, actually, all the teams, no teams really have a bunch of youngsters in their team, you know. We probably have more youngsters than any other team. I mean, think about all the teams.
I think to a point, you're right about the amount of young players. But when I did the stream with Neomis and Tony, we mentioned 15 young quality players around the Premiership. And I think our frustration was, how is these 19, 20-year-olds playing on these teams and playing really well, and we're holding us back?
A team having a very good young player versus a team of a bunch of young players.
Yeah, I know. That's the reason why I said your point is valid in terms of the number of players that we are playing. But we did make a point that there was a lot of players like Lamptey and Greenwood and all these. We went through Neomis. Remember Neomis? We went through a list of 15 players, and it was just like our frustration was, why aren't we doing that? Now we are doing that. But I think Bertrand's point is it's the plethora of young players that are just stepping up. There's a lot. There's a lot. The entire line behind the striker, 19, 20, and 19 years old. It's ridiculous.
We were playing young. We've been playing young players. We may have been playing all of them, but we played Tierney. We played Saka all season. No other team, I think, have more than 2 in the top team. Think about Tottenham, Man City, Man U, Chelsea. Chelsea is a bunch of young players, right? But they're very good young players who were bought with high price tags.
But Bertrand, the thing is, what I'm saying is, we have, I'll say, 6 young players who should be regulars in this starting 11. Now, it's not about of whether other clubs have 6 young players. We have 6 young players who are good enough to start in our first team. And if we don't do it now, okay, as a club who's supposed to be having a self-sustainable model, okay, in 2 years' time down the line, we're going to be balling.
Yeah, look.
So Vinci, I don't disagree with you, but here's the problem. So all fans want to win today. They actually don't care about youngsters per se. They want to win. They want results, right? And the Premier League is a very hard league. Youngsters can ruin their career playing every game for a whole season. If you're young like Saka. Like Saka is being overplayed, but we don't have no choice. But you have to be very careful about how you manage young players in a very physical league, a very hard league, where the pace is very high. This is not La Liga where I run half the game or I walk like Messi does for half the game. It's a very unforgiving league. So we also can't burn them out. We have to really manage them really well.
So that's the reason why a lot of section of the fans wanted us to hold back the kids and didn't want to play them. And unfortunately, we wasn't in a position to do that. We had to play them because we could not continue playing the dross and the lack of effort that we had and the lack of passion from the experienced players. We could not continue down that road. And so we were almost forced into this. Big shout out to Alex as well. But guys, listen, we're shutting everything down now. We want to wish you guys, listen, there's 2 wins back to back. We're feeling great, man. And it's good. We're in 13th place. We're going up the table. And we've got Wolves and Leeds ahead of us at the moment. And listen, those are the teams that we're looking to surpass now and want to get up into the upper echelon of the Premiership so that we can start to make this season something. Thomas Partey is back running now, so he's in training. I'm hearing it's the second week of January that he could be back, but we'll have to wait and see on that. I'll get some more updates from Colin on Thursday. Partey's got another scan due. So listen, things can improve. Gabriel, again, COVID, so he's going to be back in a matter of a week or so. Listen, and we've got winnable games. And it wasn't that run that we had where we had Villa, Leeds and Wolves and we completely capitulated. We do have winnable games now, and we're starting to find a little bit of form, and we're starting to find some players that can get it done for us. That's it from me, guys, and everyone at 101. Thanks for joining us today. Peace, and right back at you, everybody. Nice one. We're getting there, guys. Slowly but surely, we're getting there. Peace out, man.